Chad, I just wanted to take a few moments to say that I'm really grateful for the people that watch this channel and support what I do. I'm sorry to sound a little sad. As the act comes to an end, right? And I don't know. I always want to do the absolute best job that I can, but I feel like I haven't done enough, that I could have done it better. It's stuff I'm trying to figure out. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. that was Chill Cartoon Vibes once more. Go check out that channel. It's super awesome. You guys are great. Let's get straight back to it, shall we? Did I get everybody? Yeah, I think I got it. Okay, let's do this.
You better catch this.
Greetings and salutations.
Oh boy, here we go.
Hello. Sorry I'm late. I was playing Ashes of Creation. Top 5 YouTube Ashes of Creation. Brought to you by Ashes of Creation.
What? I've not heard of this before. What is Ashes of Creation? Tell me more.
YouTube.com/Marion, where you can watch the recap.
Amazing.
Top 5 Hexblade Warlock tricks to you can Hexblade Warlock. Top 5 ways to annoy your Dungeon Master on stream. Top 5 things you shouldn't do on stream.
That's literally
Top
what you're
5.
doing right now. I'm going to...
I'm trying to like make a meta joke out of it.
I'm going to choke the shit out of him, dude. Holy fuck.
The YouTube iceberg of Ashes of Creation.
Oh my god, stop.
Bro, I'm
The internet
starting
was
to
a
gear
mistake.
up.
Oh
No.
god. Anyway.
That's my recap.
Save us.
Yeah, that's your recap? Great, thanks. Yeah, that's what happened last time, guys. Ashes of Creation.
Ashes of Creation.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I need to watch Mojo.
Oh, please. Welcome to Watch Mojo. That's just a theory. A game. Please, someone do the recap.
I got some of it, and then I'm hot potatoing it to somebody. Be ready. Be on your toes.
Oh, this ought to be good.
I'll just stop at an indeterminate point mid-sentence and just give it away.
Okay.
Well, no. Last time, on Solace Broken, or Broken Solace, the second one sounds better. We began with the tension surrounding Merlot and Simon, still fresh in the air, as the crown of names forced the situation to a close. The party had planned to set onwards. Though it seemed that Merlot had thought a lot in those 15 seconds, and stayed behind. Simon and Elsie staying behind with him to speak to and guide them back to the rest of us. So party A, the important one, proceeded onwards, finding a strange town, and denoting a candle upon the windowsill of a building on the northern end of it. As we traveled through, we realized that this town had a myriad of structural styles, technology levels even, and strange lingering essences. Spiritual emotions manifesting with voices of hope, focusing on them, bringing revelations into the lives of people like us. Arguing, planning, adventuring, gyrating hips on a spaceship, you know, typical shit. Tired of the eclectic bundles of knowledge and occasional dinosaurs, we set forth to the candle-lit fucking shack at the back, wherein sat an opened silver cage with a trail that led out of the shack and up the hill. We waited there for the others to rejoin us. Meanwhile, Merlot, Simon, and Elsie spoke to some universal power, James P. Wigglefootman. A conversation of simple things and names branded, deserved, or otherwise. And I'm going to pass it to the other druid, and let Lurker tell you the rest.
Yes. After their encounter with the halfling, they all gathered back at the shack, wishing to proceed forward onto the so eagered storyteller awaiting their arrival upon what seemed to be the end of their journey, maybe the beginning. It's weird. a realm where time ends and begins at the same time. Quite the odd conundrum. Upon their entry, they saw it, the great mythical beast, holding to its gems, in which the prismatic colors all swirled in harmony, ones overtaking others, and so on, blissfully opening its wings and revealing its, what is it, a pearl? A pearl, allowing them to ask away at their questions, which fulfilled their curiosity and granted them just a little bit more knowledge, of which they did not have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Red.
Yeah, probably. I don't remember that well.
He wasn't here.
To be fair, you weren't even here.
Would anyone like to add in?
Come on now, don't fight for your opportunity.
Nah.
Was that a yeah?
No, that was a there.
No.
All right. The storyteller told us about things going on in Corvinus, about colors and how they all work, about souls and our refractions, and the facets that each soul can have for a traveler's soul. Okay, hang on. I don't have notes either, so excuse me. I feel like we're being thrown at this.
Holy shit, dude.
You didn't have to continue the recap.
Yeah, you jumped in.
Suggestion.
No one else was.
You're like, okay, let me jump in the fire.
Are you gonna do it? No, you do.
Now we're waiting on you.
Yeah, I'm
Extremely
good.
awkward.
Oh my god.
Okay, we asked like questions from the storyteller. A myriad of different curiosities from everyone. Receiving a myriad of somewhat decipherable answers. The questioning went on for quite some time. Eventually, however, we came to a point where the questions flowed less frequently, and so the storyteller spread its wings once more, displaying us the myriad of stories flowing on the inside of its wings, much like on the murals on the walls, and we were granted level 8. And I believe that's where we ended, right?
There we go.
There we go.
Oh right, that did happen. Damn, I do not care about level ups. That's crazy.
Yeah,
He just wants Miller rolls.
I did give me my mirror lores, my Miller rolls. By the way.
Wars?
Bro, everyone
Yes.
can't talk today.
Bro, everyone is fumbling today. What's going on? Oh,
We're all
I'm
awake.
nervous.
We're all here. We're ready.
I am not awake.
I
Wake
did a
up.
lot
I
of
am-
ketamine.
Look, I am not ready.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Ready to go.
I should have just done it, my god.
Alright, so. I go ahead and change this around. So everyone is infused with the essence released from the Great Dragon's wings. And so. I think the way that we do this is. I think I level you guys up. Like officially when everyone's here. So we'll probably just do that. We'll do each of you, and then we can just level Maze in Act 4, whenever she's got her stuff ready. But we should get everyone leveled, get all their feats chosen, and then go over the next stuff coming your way.
Yippee.
First of all, can we do something about this animal penis you guys have made?
It was frogs. I blame Lurker for the cock.
Huh? I'm fucking clueless as to what's going on, but
You're
I'll
a
take the
shark.
blame.
You are a shark.
Then I
and you
blame
are-
Craig for the
You
cock.
are the penis.
Okay.
Look, it's
not
not my
the
character. I don't know
walrus.
what you're going on about.
It's not my fault I've made the perfect shaft for a penis character.
What?
You said that with such joy.
Yeah. All right, so first up we have is Chrome. Chrome. Roll for me 1d10 at minimum 6. Gain a level in Mournguard.
Oh,
Hey.
Not a minimum roll. Look at that.
oh
No.
I
Bro
missed
didn't even
the
hit him with a
yay.
yeepy. That's crazy. No
All
yeepy.
right. At this level, you receive the ability known as Expansive Warfare. Would you like to explain to the good people what that does?
Yes, expensive warfare. If you possess the trick and mastery for your spellbound weapon, you may gain the trick of another weapon that shares the same damage type, and add it to your spellbound weapon. You must have proficiency with this other weapon and must be a weapon that shares the same unmodified damage type, cut, impale, etc. This ability is used for any future weapon expertise or weapon or equipment expertise used on your spellbound weapons. You may not choose a trick or mastery that you already have your soulbound weapon. On your soulbound weapon, DM discretion may deny some combination for common sakes.
Okay. Excellent. So, did you have anything in mind for that you wanted to select?
I'll be getting the trick for Great Axe Mastery. I would like to have the Great Axe Mastery onto Battle Axe.
Okay, so Great Axe trick.
Yep.
All right, you have to add that yourself, and also this level, you gain mundane progression, which means that you get an advanced mundane feat as well as your general feat.
General.
So, what would you like to choose feats wise?
General feat, I'm gonna pick Tough. And my advanced mundane feat, I would like to change it to a normal mundane feat and get a Kick Adept for Climber's Kit.
Okay, putting tough on you.
That plus one would be to my wisdom. I'll change that.
Hold on, loading. Okay, sorry, I had to load some shit there.
I had a question about my race. So do I get any augmentations from it, or is just
Nope.
whatever the base? Cool. All right. That's I think that's it for me.
Alright, you're locked in. Swig, you're next up. I need you to roll for me a 1d8 minimum 5, please.
Yes. It's dash R, right? Forward dash R?
Just slash roll. That one, yeah.
You are correct.
What?
The little slash in the chat. Slash roll.
Space.
Hold on.
Copy that and remove the fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Period, yeah.
I put a space between the min. Lol.
Lol.
Always minimum. Always sad.
Could have been worse.
Alright, this level
Always angry.
This level you get the Gold Oath. Would you like to explain to the good people what that does?
Right. The gold oath. It increases the profit made from selling items by 15%. Oh. You suffer no penalty from selling stolen items. You can, whenever you cast a spell, pay an amount of gold equal to 100 per spell level to cast that spell without losing a spell slot. That's nice. This spell, however, is considered a soft cast. If you possess the Green Oath class feature, you can benefit from the effect while in metal armor, as long as the armor has the
Opulent.
opulent
Yeah.
property.
The
that's
opulent
it.
property. Yeah, you can
What does that do?
It just means the weapon is expensive and it adds bonuses on social checks versus nobility and stuff like that.
So I'm fucking... Alright, I'm balling.
Yeah, you could wear metal armor as a druid if it's blinged out.
If it's pimping.
Yes.
I see, so I'm gonna get pimped the fuck out.
In addition, you also get an advanced wanderer feat,
As
as well as a general feat. What would you like to choose?
General feat? Can I hold that choice, or do I have to choose
You don't
right
have
now?
to choose now. You don't have to choose now.
Alright, then I'll hold that, thank you.
Okay. Next up is the Twilight Mouse.
Yes.
I need you to roll for me 1d8, minimal 5.
1d8. And 5. Yay. That's way better than the original roll of 1.
Alright, this level you get Obfuscation. Would you like to explain to the good people what that does?
Yes, obfuscation. Whenever you make a stealth check, if you defeat a creature's perception check by 10 or more, they are considered unaware of you while you are hiding, allowing you to trigger game mechanics that rely on such things. In addition, whenever an enemy would make a perception check against you, that check is made at disadvantage.
Very good. And you
Yeah.
also gain an advanced mundane feat, as well as a general feat.
Indeed. For my general feat, I'm going to take an ASI to Dex, making an 18.
Got it.
And for my advanced mundane feat, I'm going to advance my warrior skill tree, learning from Chrome, and I'm going to be taking Journeyman Warrior, so that I get that sick fighting style, and I'm going to take Dilettante's Desire.
Dilettante's Desire. I am the Twilight Mouse.
I'm just saying.
Myself for the death.
Stab.
Wow, you learned from Chrome. That's crazy.
I did. We're dual wielding over here.
Next up is Fane.
What's poppin'?
Fane, please roll for me a 1d8 minimum of 5.
Sweet. It's a total increase of 7, plus 1 con, plus 1 branded elf.
Okay, let's see if it gives it to you. It did not. So I have to fix that on my end.
Updated my current, but not my max. Weird.
Yeah, it does that. This has been a glitch I've been dealing with. Alright, this
Nice.
level you get Shattered Mana. Please explain to the good people what that is while I go grab something real quick.
You got it. This is a big one, chat. So, Shattered Mana states, you are immune to exposure gained from enemy sources. In addition, you may deal damage to yourself to lower your exposure. It costs 5 hit points per point of exposure. When you lower exposure in this way, you increase the damage on the next spell you cast by 1 for each point of exposure you drained per die rolled. Dissipated HP cannot be prevented or mitigated in any way. But also, the big one, if you possess the Primal Infusion feature, you may lower your exposure instead of gaining exposure when you use it to take exposure from an ally. If you lower your exposure in this way, you cannot use this ability on the same ally for 2 rounds. Lowering exposure in this way counts as the first part of this ability for the damage bonus. This has exposure in it like 12 times. In essence, I suck, and instead of increase, I decrease, and then I fucking shoot somebody in the head with a super loaded gun.
Dang.
Yeah.
Done.
Shattered Mana might be the best level 8 ability.
It is
Very good.
sauced.
It is juicy.
Okay. Next up are your feats.
Sir, the general I might hold off on for a second, but my advanced magic is Greater Primal Apotheosis.
Okay.
I do have a general question, however. Does being here and leveling up here impact my 4 strength that Caspian has caused me to have?
It's your own choice, buddy.
Negative.
Fuck! I'm a noodle. Alright, I'm gonna hold on to the general feat because I've changed it between the 2 generals and 2 different ASIs twice now.
Okay.
So, I'll figure it out.
Oakley dokley. Next up we have Caspian.
Yep.
Please roll for me 1d8, minimum 5.
Oh yeah. Look at the min rolls.
This level, you get Shifting Shadow. Would you like to explain to the good people what that does?
Yep. So, Shifting Shadows states, whenever you would hard cast a spell, you may teleport yourself and an ally within 30 feet of each other, to a square the other was in, switching your positions. If you do, you are both invisible for 1 round. Very cool.
You also gain an Advanced Magic feat and a General feat this level. What would you like to choose?
For the Advanced Magic feat, I will take Greater Divine Apotheosis, and for General, I will just ASI Wisdom, I guess.
Okay. Well done. Nice job. So cool.
So,
Alright, next up is Simon. Simon rolled a 6.
Yes. Yes.
This level you get
Well.
the Golden Rule. Would you like to explain to the good people what that does?
I can read it. Whenever you are attacked, as a reaction, you can spend 100 gold to gain 1 AC for 1 round. And you can repeat this. Very cool.
Spend money to not get hit. In addition to that, you also get a General feat, and you get an advanced... Just had it in front of me. An advanced feat as well. Which do you choose?
I'll choose them later.
No, yeah, let's choose them now. Alright, you are leveled up then. Excellent.
Good.
Alright, next up is Elsie.
Hello. Oh.
Alright, this level you get Confession. Would you like to tell the good people what that did for you?
Confession reads as follows. When you perform your first social roll against a creature or group of creatures, you can choose to enter into an interrogation. When you do, intimidation, persuasion, deception, and insight skill rolls that you make add your character level to them. In addition, once during an interrogation, you can gain the benefits of the Detect Thought spell. This effect lasts for 1 minute. Which is going to be very fun.
And your feats?
I liked what Twilight Mouse did, so I'm going to be doing the same and taking a ASI increase to my dexterity, +2.
After that?
And for my Advanced Mundane, I don't meet any of the requirements for the Advanced Mundane, so I have to take Mundane for Kid Adept, gaining +1 to Wisdom and Kid Expertise with Thieves' Tools, allowing me to use them on glyphs, wards, and sigils.
And what would you like to add your mental ability score to?
Wisdom, please.
Huzzah!
Clap.
Next up is Wilhelm.
Mm-hmm.
Wilhelm, please roll me 1d10, minimum 6. Hey!
Jesus Christ.
Nice roll!
The trend continues. I always roll good on these. I don't know why.
You broke the streak. Good.
Okay, this level you receive Blade Reflection. Would you like to explain to the good people what that does?
It would be my honor. Blade Reflection. Whenever you would hit an enemy with a weapon you possess the trick and mastery of, you may attack them again with a supernatural afterimage that deals that weapon damage as force damage. This can only occur once per round per creature. In addition, if you use Divine Smite on an attack, the Blade Reflection also deals the Divine Smite, the damage of the Divine Smite. Very cool.
And your feats, please?
Yes. For my general feat, I'm gonna go Amateur Specialist. And get the Trick in the Longsword. And for my martial feat, going Weapon Adept, getting the Mastery and the Longsword. And both my +1s for my physical are going through Strength.
Nice. Calculation complete.
Mm-hmm.
Marlo, you're up next.
Do 8 plus 1 from con. It's 9 HP. I'm at 59.
Oh, wait, hold on. You chose, to retrain, right?
Yeah, I'm probably going to retrain everything.
Okay. In that case, do you want to just explain to the people what you're retraining into, and then we can just handle your level up later, I think? Because you're, Actually, I could just fix your token now.
Well, I'm going into Stonecaller. But I have to give up a lot of feats and stuff. Like I have to go out of Apotheosis, probably into Leyline Tap, but I'm still not sure.
Okay, so if you're not sure, we can just skip yours.
Yeah, the general direction is more fighty damage stuff.
Okay, then we'll go to Nar then. Nar!
Hello. Let's see. That gives me a total of 7 added to my HP? Yeah.
Okay. This level, you get Flashes of the Past. Would you like to explain it to the good people?
Absolutely. Whenever you would gain a point of regret, select an enemy within 30 feet of you. They must make a DC 10 plus character level, so DC 18, Wisdom saving throw, or they take 10 psychic damage and I gain another point of regret. This is considered a mind-altering effect.
And your feats?
I will be taking ASI for +2 in Charisma. And for my advanced magic feat, I will be taking Greater Arcane Apotheosis. Time to explode with magical power.
Hold up there. So you got Greater Arcane Apotheosis?
Mm-hmm.
And what was your general?
+2 Charisma.
Greater Arcane. Hey, you are locked in.
Heck yeah.
You were planning a full rebuild as well, right, Gruel?
Yep.
Alright, well, we'll skip yours. And Mazakine's not here. Do you know what she's gonna do, Bound and Broken? Has she talked to you guys about it?
She's going back and forth on her magic feat, so I don't think she has anything concrete.
Okay, then we will skip that as well. Alright. As these energies flow through you, you can feel yourselves sharpened and strengthened. The facets of your traveler's soul polished and sheened. The experience is overwhelming. The dragon will close its wings as the storyteller gets back into its comfortable position, and it will state, "Now you are prepared for what is to come."
What's to come?
Well, that is entirely up to you.
Cryptic?
We'll see, it's all been a bit cryptic ever since we got our hands on tier-related stuff.
I don't need someone else's direction to know what I do with my own power. I think we all have enough that know what to do, where to go. And if anyone has questions, we certainly have answers.
Indeed.
Indeed.
But I wonder. Do you know what it is that you truly desire? There are many that answer that question. There are many that believe they know the answer to that question. But it has been in my experience that those that find themselves entangled in chance and destiny and fate very often do not even know themselves, not to speak as to what it is that they truly desire. There are some things that cannot be skipped, some avenues that possess no shortcuts. The wisdom of oneself is one of them, I think you will find.
I find the choice of desire a strange term when we are equally looking at universal abnormalities and cataclysms waiting on the doorstep of our home. Does desire constitute the obligation to help, to save?
No, it doesn't.
I think perhaps you misunderstand. For it is desire that has caused your current problems, someone else's. In a realm in which desire does not contort the world, only exists in which a realm in which there is no desire at all. What you want and what someone else wants may at times coincide and may at other times conflict. It is this part of the great engine that churns the world you know.
For a good while, it felt like every day came with a new desire, or figuring out what I actually wanted. I think the picture is beginning to be more clear. But I can't say I rightly know.
I know what I don't want. To stagnate, to sit around doing nothing as everything else falls apart. We can do something, whatever that is, it doesn't matter to me. So long as we're moving, working. There's a million problems in this continent. Tier might be the largest, but that doesn't mean that's the only thing you can do.
The heart of the question is what desire drives you. Not just the wish to not stagnate in your current goal, but what comes after. Stability.
Maybe for some others, it's not what I care for. What comes after is someone else's problem. What now that I care about.
Can't leave it for someone else's problem. That's where Matheria went wrong.
She thought she could fix it in its entirety. She was foolish. But until her promise was broken by another force, it worked.
Do you truly believe, the storyteller asks in Ananoth, that the ends justify the means? The storyteller will ask this question without a hint of judgment. Purely.
Of course.
Purely
What else are we-
academic.
Of course. What else are we supposed to do? Worry about every plant we step upon? Every man we've killed already? Is it truly unjustified? Truly justified? I don't want you to waste time sitting, philosophizing. I'll leave that to the others. They seem to love doing it. If I have to kill, I'll kill. I understand the importance of building. I've seen it myself. We do it ourselves. But part of building is killing. To bury those underneath you is just a part of what we do.
I will openly scoff.
And sometimes you have to dig up those you bury.
Then why do you question the way I do everything?
What do you mean, why? Because you get in the way. You purposely fight against the things that we're doing because you decide to be childish. Just because I do something because I believe I know how to do it. Because I learned how to do it. Because I understand that there are things that we have to do as well.
So the means are important to you.
I said I justify them.
The dragon will smile and dance its clawed fingers across its orb.
I get results. That is the justification. You do not.
Results happen.
Yes, thanks to us. How many times have you embarrassed us in court or upon other important people?
You miss my meaning.
So much argument for a simple question about desire.
Well, I seem to be the only one speaking up about it.
What's there to speak on when everybody's desire is different? You can work towards the same goal, yet the desires will still differ.
There's wisdom.
Can I insight the storyteller? Is this like some kind of riddle?
Sure, you can insight.
Wherever it is. There it is.
Uh-oh.
You can see that the storyteller's claws dance across the orb as if it is enjoying the discourse. It also seems that it is watching each and every reaction. Although it does not judge you morally, you get the feeling that it's tracking what you're saying. More so, though it might not judge you morally, there is more to its questions than mere curiosity.
Mm-hmm. Do you ask these rhetorical questions for your own amusement? What is the point of these questions?
They are revealing. It is imperative for one to know the facets of the tools in which they have to implement. And though I have seen you in your stories, that does not mean that I have spoken with you. I ask these questions to see what you will say in response to them, so that the strongest existence can be made.
You want to see what we think we're doing outside of our actions.
Indeed, amongst other things, part of my duties as, well, the being that I am, is to ensure that the strongest threads keep all from collapsing. For you are right. Many perils await you within your realm. And yet, there are just as many solutions that may yet rise. You are one of them. But it is interesting to explore how you came to be a solution by the concourse of your desire.
Well, then I will answer your question as you stated it. My desire is to fulfill my purpose as my lord demands. I wish to see that Corvinus endures, and to ensure fear and wisdom walk hand in hand, in a world too reckless with power.
An interesting statement. My question for you, my dear Caspian, is you have placed yourself in a position to make such decisions. But I ask you, do you believe that wisdom is the knowledge of good and evil? Or is it the strength to choose between them?
Good question.
It's courage to realize that morality is incidental.
Incidental? An interesting prospect. And yet, mortal life is defined nearly entirely by the singular battle line within your hearts between good and evil, no matter how rescindent that you place yourself away from such decisions.
My answer to this, perhaps. I'll say this. In my opinion, wisdom isn't a matter of knowledge alone. It's the strength to see both sides clearly, good, evil, and everything in between. And choose the path that serves a greater purpose, no matter the cost. Wisdom is neither indulgence nor innocence. It's a courage to wield fear, to turn knowledge into action, and to shape what needs to be shaped.
You'll see the dragon's claws dance upon the orb. An interesting answer.
I answer your question. Can I ask you one?
The dragon will nod.
Okay. Honestly, my desire has changed with passing of time and traveling with this group since back whenever I first met Tellery. But I think one thing has remained in my heart. I want to be able to have a home to come back to. To live life to the fullest, grow old and die. I want that. And if that means I have to carry the weights of the world and face insurmountable odds against some mad wizard, or use and protect colors and all that stuff, then fine.
You wish for freedom? The dragon asks.
Freedom's nice, yeah, but there also needs to be something to return home to. People, a place.
Does the realm not possess that now?
Not if it's all in danger.
And what danger would that be precisely? The dragon asks as its claws dance upon the orb.
Hmm. Uh, Younger me would have said magic would have been a danger. Church, perhaps. Now I'm more worried about everything being destroyed or the wars continuing, bleeding everyone dry. All these prophecies of the Orange potentially overturning with the ancients, the world. It's...
You'll see the dragon stop, and then will look slightly more serious than before. Do you know what the orange is?
Important.
The dragon will laugh.
It's funny, it's a color.
I mean, it's important. It is. It's one of the things of life and creation. It's ambition. And like the first time that I met and talked to it, it's necessary. People need ambitions and dreams, goals that they want to achieve.
And yet, you seek to undo one. Or it was a great ambition that led to the current state of your realm. It is by a great ambition, for the good of all, in fact, that your continent currently suffers the way that it does. The machinations of an individual whose ambitions were, even to someone as jaded as I, against such things, would find most impressive, overwhelmingly so. What makes yours more important than theirs? Or right, as opposed to theirs? Is it because you wish for people to live? Do you even know what the purpose of the experiment is, I wonder?
Was his experiment not to, well, save everyone?
Was it? The dragon asks Nar.
I thinks about this. I mean, I guess unless I asked him directly, I wouldn't know. Or if I found books and such. I guess everything I have is assumptions.
Indeed.
Glances at the storyteller.
And upon those, you have built your desires. It is within ignorance that you have built the thing you wish for. What do you think of that?
I was gonna sit down and take a thinking pose.
Understand that I ask these questions, not for humor or entertainment, but because it is necessary. It is necessary for you to explore these questions to know of yourselves and to know of your purpose. For in what is to come, for you to succeed, you will need to know them, lest you be ripped apart by doubt. Your failure and success are not my purpose to know, nor are they my interest. But I am a being that is composed of several facets. The story, whatever its ending may be, must be properly prepared. And as such, knowledge, as the dragon lingers its gaze upon Marlowe for a moment, one of the few, perhaps fundamental virtues, depending on whom you ask, is required for your movement forward. But not just academic knowledge, knowledge of yourself. For if you are to walk the same path as the Seven, to be the heroes of the new age, regardless of whether or not you believe you are one, is irrelevant. For few get to choose the circumstances in which they are born, and that which the great tide of fate has brought them. Yes, they can choose at where in the wave they can be found, and perhaps even which side, but nevertheless, there are some pieces of this world that even by the mightiest of ambitions are still ebbed and flowed, if nothing else than by the pure fact that such ambitions exist. So, I propose to you, dear mortals, heroes of the new age, whatever you wish to call yourselves, know of your purpose completely. For doubt in what it is that you do, for what is coming next, may render you asunder. There are enemies beyond that which you cannot comprehend, and your performance is imperative. I will tell you more if you ask, but there is a certain freedom in ignorance. I shall leave it to your choice.
I want to be prepared. I'll tell you. My desire was once more cloudy and perhaps insensible. I wished to return my master to life and repay a debt to him, but over time, with my companions and in searching for this desire and a solution to it, I came upon ample information about the state of the souls in our realm, and I've revised my aim. Their souls should be allowed to go where they're meant to go after they die, and be remembered by those they leave behind them. I think my desire is to pay forward to them the freedom I was granted. That is what I want.
Indeed. The dragon's claws dance across the orb.
Why is doubt a debilitating factor? I heard it from Lorne about soldiers with conviction, and now I have heard it with you. Is doubt and consideration not every bit as important when making a decision as convictions that are ironclad?
The doubt that I speak of is not one of to which path to take, left or right, but a greater doubt. A doubt in one's own essence and own meaning. You are intended to change. Stagnation being the other side of the coin of this darkness that I speak of. But doubt is insipid. It clings and poisons, grows bitter in the mouth. Doubt will weaken your resolve. Doubt will weaken your connections to one another. And if you hope to complete the task that has been given to you, you'll need that faith. That's what you wish to call it.
Ignorance is a flimsy shield, one that I do not wish to hide behind. If there is more you can share, I, at least personally, would take that knowledge. It would guide wisdom and resolve.
So be it, if that is your desire. The dragon will turn its head towards Marlowe. Record keeper, as your holy service to Ezekine, you are one of the few who may write down these words and have them pass from this realm. When you are prepared, I shall begin to speak.
Sure, yeah, I can do that.
Is there any hesitance in your movements, Marlowe?
No. He's not particularly enthusiastic, but he's also not hesitating, I guess. He's just going for it. Whatever you say, I'll write down.
The dragon will speak. I see that there... What the... Hold on. Siri, talk to me. Scared the shit out of me. Goddamn ghosts in here, bro.
Yeah, Siri wants to roleplay.
Siri's over here just...
Ah, the angel speaks.
Fuck, that was weird, dude. Wow. Wowzers. I forgot what I was gonna fucking say now. Oh, the dragon will state. I sense a lack of enthusiasm within you, Record Keeper. Have I uttered something to offend you?
Not particularly, no. No.
I think that's just his face.
Might I know the source of your malaise?
This conversation's a bit strange, so... Bit, not really following as much.
Elaborate.
Well, I don't really understand most of what Twilight Mouse says, just in general, and I'm a bit confused about why you're asking us about our desires and things like that. I know you've already kind of explained yourself, but I don't know, just seems odd, not particularly engaged with it, I suppose.
I shall reiterate, for it is important that you understand. You are about to face a peril that will challenge your very existence. Not your bodies, but your souls. The very premiere of your existence. Your success hinges on how well you know yourself, as opposed to what you know of the world and each other. I ask so that you might think. I ask so that you might reveal. And that you might heed my words. Perhaps in time they will become clear. But for now, I shall say the piece allotted towards me. Amongst the many perils that you will find within Corvinus, there are as follows. 3 apprentices have risen up to take their master's place. They work and wield powers the likes of which they cannot even truly fathom the effect upon. The in-course of this is one of the many sources of the damage the continent is suffering from. The sporadic use of the ley lines, the induction of silver salt, and the damage that it has reefed. Of these apprentices, there are 3, as I said. There is the one who follows sacred, impossible, and forbidden. The 3 laws of Tyr broken, as it were. His 3 beliefs. I will admit that the wizard put his 3 beliefs to quite the most potent explanation to the rest of creation. But now he is gone. His story has ended. And yet, despite such a thing, he is attempting to rekindle himself. This cannot be allowed. Nor can the apprentices continue the experiment in the way that they are. Not only will it possibly destroy your entire continent, but indeed, it will cause more damage in more ways than I could explain. So, suffice to say, that if you truly do desire that the entirety of the continent not be destroyed, the 3 apprentices must be dealt with. How you choose to deal with them is entirely up to you, whether it be by sword or word. I leave it to your discretion. Discretion.
Discretion.
I don't know why I said it that way. Your discretion.
She's fancy.
To the other Engard, there is more. Despite these apprentices' machinations, there is yet still the sporadic remnants of the prism, and the remnants of those colors. Whilst I would not advise you to interact directly with the natural confluence of the colors, there are some that have been taken, used, in a most, destructive manner. It took all of creation to bind one of the colors that had lost its way, to re-heal the prism, and even now, in the dwindling embers of that singular moment, colors are yet still spread. These particular embers seek to ensure that such powers may not yet be misused, but I believe that these reminders have lost their way as well. A systemic anomaly, one that has not been encountered before. Colors without their shared will. And there are individuals, whether by intention or happenstance, have taken up these colors into themselves. The Orage has already found a host, and within it, conquering may yet still occur. The story has been interfered with by powers that should not be. Therefore, I have told you this in the hopes that it might be corrected, and that whatever fate that shall befall Corvinus shall do so cleanly and without molestation. The dragon will wait for you to respond as its words wash over you.
I can only assume this new host of the Orange must be the Baron. He's the only one I've seen with conquest being truly their only goal. Great ambition to unite us all under his banner.
Perhaps. Perhaps. It is difficult for me to discover the hosts of the colors. An unfortunate side effect of being bound to them in the way that I am. But yes, that sounds like a chosen of the Orange.
Honor blinks and slowly raises her hand again. Does that mean we need, like, a chosen of red or a chosen of, what was it, yellow to deal with a chosen of orange?
As the Orange is active, the one that feeds it and the one that tempers it must both be involved, and a trinity formed. It is the only way to ensure balance.
You said earlier the yellow was weakened, though, right?
Indeed, for the yellow feeds the orange. Time feeds ambition.
Right. So, is there an opposite color to orange?
Red. For ambition is only tempered by wisdom.
Red.
Despite this, all three colors must be present in order for one to be sealed.
Right. Alright. Thinks about that for a bit.
These disparate links to the prism that are so anomalous, as you say. You advise us not to wield such things, yet we are to face off against them. What path may be carved in such a unprecedented time, where colors or those that hold the duty of protecting them act independently?
That is why the importance of your mortality cannot be stated. Within the stories, and indeed, within the remnants of our world, there has always been one exception, and that is that a mortal soul is capable of more than it even realizes. Now, is it due to the facets of the traveler's soul? Is it due to the amenability of life energy? There are many solutions, reasons, explanations that could be offered, but know this, it is one of the few things truly not understood within our world, shared as it is.
And a separate question. You've bore witness to countless stories. I do not know if you act on a cycle or if you have been here since the beginning. How many groups of travelers like us have you imbued with the same hope that you then watched fail to doubt or corruption?
Many. And yet none.
Because this is the future and the past, and how do you wager our chances?
77 times this venture has failed. Or 76 times this venture had failed. And on the 77th, it failed again. And all seem lost. New forces were put into play, as old ones were shelved. My island grew cold. And then, in the final iteration, the last chance of creation, the world knelt. All things were saved. And the prism was healed. But yet there is more to the story. Life after the prism. It is one wrought with peril, wrought with the echoes of the sacrifices that were made. The prism is healed, the world is not. And so, old methods, as the dragon gestures towards itself, have been re-implemented. And here we are.
These reminders. Presuming there's the 7 colors of the prism. Is there 7 reminders?
I would presume that you will see that there are many reminders of each of the colors, but the most potent would be the orange at this time. The numerology of the continent, as well as the chosen already being made, would reflect in different manners. It would reflect in eyes, it would reflect in actions, it would reflect perhaps even in clothing or the very minerals of the earth. But, as it must be, 2 other colors become relevant at this point. The yellow and the red, in which to feed and temper, in which to balance. The other colors, I suppose, may be inadvertently involved. They're reminders trying to prevent what had happened before. Truth be told, I cannot tell you what is next within the story, for yours is unwritten, and by a hand that is greater than mine. In either case, it does me good to see that you have already made such progress, that the 2 colors have found themselves, and perhaps, through their commitment, they may yet develop their strength further. For the final days will be upon us soon, in which the fate of this realm will be decided. And it is by my hope and the powers in which I serve that its fate will be determined by mortal hands, not by those that have had their story.
Is that your desire?
I do not have desires.
Is that not one?
No.
Well. Anyone else? Thoughts? Concerns?
This champion, could he undo the work of Tyr? Shatter the prism once more?
Yes. Hence, why fate has brought you here, despite your attempts to resist it.
Then, if all this gathering, the processes of these apprentices, the gathering of this orange, without Tyr there to grasp it, I'm assuming this champion would instead be there, funneling the entire continent's worth of power within to him.
It is unclear. It is that my belief, from what I have seen, that the apprentices are only focused upon their residual act of acting as a vessel in which for the Mad Wizard to return. I perhaps even doubt that they are aware that the experiment has advanced as far as it has. Or perhaps they don't care.
So, maybe I'm thinking small picture here. There was some apprentice underground, and there was a phoenix in the area where he was. Are they not strong enough to fight a phoenix, get the down, and use that to bring him back? Or are they having to do this roundabout for some specific reason?
A phoenix? For the first time, the dragon will look taken aback. But there hasn't been a phoenix. Where did you find this phoenix?
It's the shadow of one. It's deep underground in some kind of laboratory.
You will see that the dragon's eyes will widen. That is not good.
Explain? Why not?
A phoenix is one of the few creatures that can defy the natural order of the world. It is a creature in which one of life's finest evolutions was forged. A direct defiance to Lord Death, the ender of things.
It was the last phoenix.
The last phoenix was to have perished in the previous iteration. If the wizard had somehow brought back the phoenix.
It was rabid.
There's no telling what might happen next. It is imperative. Nay. To face a phoenix is a difficult task, but its existence means that certain things are possible that should not be. I cannot give you this task, but understand its variance from the story. It's too much.
So it should be removed.
Yes.
We noticed something within the vault as well, with the phoenix. The trees we passed to get here, they were also within the vault with the phoenix as well.
Yes, they would be. A phoenix is a creature like myself. It exists within the space between. Its powers are Aeonic. That's a Aeon with an Aoen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh boy, looks at camera.
Excuse me, storyteller.
The dragon will look upon Swig.
Let's say this phoenix was drained of its life, the essence of it, left in a form where it can be killed, left in a cruel state, lost of its own mind, with nothing but a few feathers to bring back life. What then? What would the process be of Tyr's plan? How far along has he gotten?
I do not know. It is difficult for me to see the fate of another Aeon. But know this, that if what you have told me is true, and if the Phoenix possesses its Aeonic abilities, there is much damage that it can do.
I feel like I say this often, but you use the term Aeon as if it holds greater significance. Here to elucidate those ignorant of it.
Indeed. Aeon refers to any creature that is either tasked or instilled with the power of the colors. More specifically, their domain, their representation. Creatures that are unbound by law or chaos or good or evil. Creatures that either embody, guard, enforce, or observe in the greatest possible sense the neutral powers that govern existence. To the Druids would be known as a natural force, but even that is beyond what they consider. For the Druids are still held and bound by the whims of nature, of pomp and circumstance, hierarchy, rules, and traditions. We are beings truly detached, much like our Lord Death. I suppose you might say we are his direct servants in a way, and yet we are not. We are the manifestations of the colors. A difficult concept to explain to mortal kind, but I hope it was sufficient. The Phoenix, on Gaia, was her name, is one such Aeon, one emboldened by the green, despite her coloration.
Thane just nods. And has an incredible intrusive thought about the moist path and all this talk of neutrality.
Here's
Just not
a
sure.
question for everyone, I guess. If Tyr is so hell-bent on coming back to existence, why not let him? Why get in the way of that? He saved the universe, didn't he? Why should we stop him from coming back?
The dragon will shift and move its orb and will say, because the Mad Wizard was a creature of obsession. Its obsession was to defeat an enemy. That enemy happened to be the enemy of all creation. But it was not an act of good or even survival. It was an act of challenge. A problem solved. But the things that the wizard did in order to achieve this victory, their echoes create misery and suffering, as you have seen. The methods in which he had used to return damaged the world nearly beyond repair. in the attempt, the final attempt, to ensure the enemy would be defeated. And still, this cost destroyed him. To return again with no enemy to face, there is great damage that could be done. His time in the story is done. His time in the story was done long ago.
I am somewhat confused, as during our travels through here, we had seen another called the enemy waiting at a gate. Is that not the same? I know this place is of the past and the future. I don't know if it's the same enemy.
It is not the same. But it is one that should not be interacted with. It is not yet time.
He'll just kind of frown, puff to himself, and move on, I guess.
I am so sorry to cut you off, but there is an emergency. I need to drive someone to the hospital, so I'm gonna have to drop.
It's fine. It's fine, Venom.
That's
Go ahead,
fine,
step
buddy.
in.
Go
Be
save
safe.
him.
Do what you gotta do, bro.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Hope they're all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck.
+1 venom.
Sorry, there's someone in my house who needs to go to the hospital, and they're really annoying me while I'm playing D&D.
Damn.
No.
Oh.
Thing sort of taking all of this in, sort of just speaks up. I have a strange question. One that perhaps has a more simple answer than the conclusions I am finding myself at. What is the significance of the candle in the window and the silver cage left open?
The dragon will smile. It was once my cage. I have outgrown it. And the candle that you saw was, well, a memento of the time before.
It is a mind-numbing thing to consider what would keep you in a cage.
Well, to be fair, I placed myself within it.
Why?
Because it was necessary. Most notably because when those that found me storyteller will take a second, thinking as to whether or not a response should be illuminated.
He called me friend and he's keeping things from me? That's crazy.
He will then answer. Suffice to say, I found that if they freed me, they would listen to me. Or were more likely to.
An act of deceit, then.
Perhaps. More accurately, an act of guidance. But what I had to tell them was important.
Then why not test us in a similar way? We have many disparate views.
The reason is that then I was younger. I thought of better ways.
Merlo raises an interesting point about the recursion of this mad wizard. While I understand your hesitance against it, every question that I have posed to you about the meaning or purpose of mortal life has led you to answer with the wonder and possibilities within it. Is that not true, even more so of this individual? Does he not deserve it? Even if he is vile? Would you have rendered him from the story to stop his previous actions? I struggle with the idea that such a capable individual, despite their atrocities, could not be put to better use dealing with the current issues of their own experiment. Who else understands the machine than the man who built it?
I understand your concern. A chance was given. 77 times. There is a limit to the patience of creation. And there are some stories that no matter how many times they are told, they will not change.
Yet, I don't believe you. Because by your very statements, the reminders are remnants of a prism, acting anomalous to their base universal scaffolding of intent. You tell us that one thing on one side of the wall is behaving against its nature, yet another cannot. I don't disagree that he should or shouldn't. 77 times is a preposterous amount. But I find the reasoning not to be a more selfish one of claiming he does not deserve it than refuting that he could change.
I don't believe you for two reasons as well. One is everything you've said to us is laden with desire. Or maybe at the very minimum, judgment. And two, I thought at the beginning of this conversation that we had shared a similar perspective in seeing things as stories. However, you proclaim that Tyr's story is over, and yet I can't help but see it as the underlying plot. Maybe it's a difference in perspective, but I don't know. Maybe you should tell us your desires so you can learn more about yourself, I suppose.
Twilight Mouse looks weirded out by that.
Your attempts to twist the words are one that depicts debate, but there isn't one. Whether or not that you believe me is irrelevant. You will still decide to do as you wish, and that is the intention. My words, despite what you might think, have shown you. You shall either listen or not.
When Nenanoth told you what he thought, and when Na told you what she thought, you had a counterpoint. I was expecting, perhaps even maybe hoping, for a counterpoint to mine. Why did I not get one?
Well, you seek to revive someone who is not dead. And the ignorance of such a thing means that your desire isn't complete.
Huh. Well. Good. Twiddles thumbs.
He'll roll his eyes as a new form of hyperfixation has been born.
The dragon will shift.
You spoke earlier about what oneself wants, but I do question my own existence. Why is it that the green oath isn't severed upon my own death?
Death is natural.
Huh. Has it just been that simple? Has that been the answer?
Suppose it makes sense.
There are some facets of this world that are quite simple. There are others that are infinitely complex. The reason that your connection to the Green Oath hasn't been severed is most likely due to your king's edict that it will not be.
My king? Oh, yes. The one who's brought me back.
Perhaps your connection to the Oath of Green is only through him. Perhaps it isn't even yours any longer. Perhaps it is something for you to explore.
Not mine, but his. What were to happen if I were to ascend into lichdom? Would that connection be severed? Would it be lost to me?
There are some questions that I cannot answer, for they ultimately contort your beliefs. Suffice to say that your ascension to lichdom will be decided on the perceived necessity of it and your willingness to risk your connection to the green.
I see. Well, thank you for answering my selfish question.
You once lived in a cage. You have grown. What preceded you? Did another hold your title? Nameless, watching.
Eternity preceded me.
and your form, is that a choice that you have made? An imposing testament to the task at hand? Or is it a happenstance?
The creature will look at its claw, as if thinking of your question. Yes, it will answer.
One and the same, then.
I am somewhat also interested in your form. I've met beings similar to you, but they don't hold the same role, I guess, to speak. Are you different somehow? Greater? Alteration?
In what way do you mean?
They did not hold the prism, I guess, as you do. I do not know if that is something to be expected of all of them. Perhaps in their color, as they are, well, defined by it seems.
Suffice to say that whilst others hold within themselves the hues, never ending, of the colors, there are each of us, of my kin, that bear the representation of it. More specifically, I am the act of a color's changing. From one hue to the next, from one color to the next.
I'm sure we all have endless curiosity of this. But this question doesn't bring us any closer to what we each desire to do.
You want to come along?
If there's more to this than words, then say it plainly. Does this conversation lead us closer to what we must accomplish, or are we simply talking in circles at this point?
OP hot mic.
I can.
Well, I guess there was more of a clearing up of ignorance, I guess, finding small points of our lives and getting more clarity upon them seems what's going on.
I suppose I have one last question. You keep talking about how some of us are ignorant on things, and that's a good thing, but you also don't want us to be ignorant of stuff. Why?
Some ignorance is chosen, some ignorance is not. I am to ensure that that which you need to know is available to you. Whether or not you choose to learn it, deny it, accept it, is up to you entirely. There are not many rules, but there are some.
Would it... Sorry, I should preface. I often find myself receiving sudden revelations as into things that I didn't know, that all of a sudden are important, relevant, and perhaps even route changing. Is it as simple as asking you, hey, I want to know, or not? Do you have something in mind that we need to know, that I need to know? Do I have to ask for something specific?
You may ask, and it shall be seen.
What do I need to know?
The cost of courage.
What is the cost of courage?
The death of innocence.
Hmm.
Slowly, the dragon will look upon each of you. I believe your instruction has been sufficient. If there is not anything else that you would like to know, your time here, it ebbs. But to linger too long will cause great damage to you.
We have our direction. I am ready. I can speak of the others, but we know now.
Send us.
The dragon's gaze will fall over Chrome. Are you ready?
I have been for a while. I have no need to question. I simply do what is needed.
The dragon's eyes will fall upon Swig. Are you ready?
Ready? There is no need to be ready. I've lived a long lifetime before this. This, I do not live for myself. I just live for them. To see them achieve their goals. Mine? They sit at the back of my head. So, does it matter? No, it doesn't. Let us continue.
The dragon will turn its gaze upon Twilight Mouse. Are you ready?
More than I've ever been.
The dragon will linger its gaze on Fane. Are you ready?
Ready? No, of course not. It is an arrogant state to face against universal constants and propose that you are ready. I'm resolved. I am ready to act. That is all.
The dragon's gaze will look upon Caspian. Are you ready? Caspian, are you there? I can't.
There's a muted look. Yeah, I was muted. I will fulfill what I set out to do.
Dragon's gaze will fall upon Simon. Are you ready?
Yes, get me out of this place now, please.
Dragon's gaze will fall upon Elsie. Are you ready?
I wish I knew.
The creature's gaze.
Well,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry. Well, reaching beyond what is, should be achievable with these reminders. But let me get that ending to our story.
Creature's gaze will fall upon Wilhelm. Are you ready? I sure am! The dragon's gaze will fall upon Marlowe. Are you ready?
Marlowe shrugs.
The dragon's gaze will fall upon Nar. Are you ready?
No, but whoever is until it's time.
Dragon's gaze will fall upon Menenoth. Are you ready?
I've grown restless, doing so little here. Whatever we do, I hope it's something meaningful.
The dragon's gaze will fall upon Mazuki. Are you ready? 9! I'm a dog lady.
Bird.
Alright. With that, Storyteller's wings will open up once more. The path you choose is your own. Your time here has come to an end. Go. Your story awaits.
Woo!
Ready.
Man, Cornelius is gonna be so mad we didn't fix the statue.
Man, I could have done it. I could have spent like a couple of days doing mending.
Stone shape, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And we're back.
My dad won't believe I saw a dragon. You know they're real? Ow.
Nice.
You know that dragons are real? No way, son. That's crazy.
Saw one.
I want to be a dragon one day.
That's great.
Huh.
Is Lazo here?
I don't know. Here's where I have a bit of a timey-wimey stinky. One of the other groups wants to contact Lazo, or wants to contact Sherazad. The problem is that I don't know when they're going to do that, and technically speaking, as timelines are being, properly set, I don't know if he's here or not, because he might have talked to them and went and did some other shit. So for the time being, he's not here, because I don't know if he is going to be here.
He's off running a city. It's fine.
He is otherwise engaged. That's fine.
Yeah. Because there's another group that was talking pretty heavily about doing it, and depending on when they do, yeah.
Depends on if we're here or not.
Who wants to come here? Who'd come here? That's crazy.
So many people.
There's
I guess another important question, what's the condition of the sanctuary?
It's fine.
Not on fire. Yay!
Yeah.
Not broken apart.
No, laws have fixed it. What?
Nice.
Oh, so it was broken.
I mean, a little bit. Some cracks here and there. Nothing some good old-fashioned mending and elephant grease couldn't solve.
Elephant grease.
Elephant grease.
Elephant grease.
Oddly sinister.
I wouldn't think,
I think
It's like a snake oil salesman.
I wouldn't think too much on that, guys.
Like a snake oil salesman. You gotta oil those snakes.
It's like elbow grease.
Yeah.
Oh god.
In a trunk.
Didn't you guys know that Marlowe cans his sweat? Pretty.
He's a rock. He doesn't sweat. What do you mean?
He's a rock. All right.
He sediments, brother.
The whole country.
Look around.
He sediments. he just perspires sand.
Home sweet home.
Well, I can't say I
still together.
can't say I expected any of this. Fane will crouch down, frog squat, slap his palm on the floor, and summon Frozes.
That was an experience.
My boy has been gone from me for far too long. Bring him back.
I apologize. He has abandonment issues.
Yes.
What you doing there? Oh!
Oh god, the art.
Good.
Is that one of those frog kings you all talk about?
That ain't a... Nah, it ain't a toad king, but it's definitely cool.
No.
This is my familiar Frosis.
Roses?
He is
A frog.
he is a frog.
He's
He
a
is
frog.
right.
Shouldn't know.
He's incredibly wise and also a, potent diviner of things. But that is not his purpose currently.
Yep. I'd bring out my familiar, but part of my contract with her was I should only bring her out for like combat and whacking things.
She has homework.
Process need not fight. He is better than that.
Yeah, she's got homework too.
Good. My son
Alright.
is back to me.
I'm assuming this thing has reanimated.
Nope. He's a barrel.
Oh.
Oh, thank fucking God.
Oh no! Then I
It's just
thought
a
your
barrel.
barrel is dead.
Oh.
The first time
Alright.
in probably 6 hours, canonically speaking, Marlowe will kind of crack a smile and look upwards.
God is real.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
But,
hold on. I have to do this. Daddy!
Oh no.
Daddy!
Oh,
It
no.
starts,
Oh,
it
no.
starts holding
Daddy!
a spell.
no.
Daddy! Daddy!
oh, good.
Oh god.
Ugh, smell.
The hell are those?
How long have I been gone?
Oh, don't know. We made a lot of babies. Yeah.
What do you mean by
What?
We made infections happen. So many infections.
that? How?
Yeah, they came into our place, and we bit them. We sure did. It's spreading. I feel so good.
Where?
Come look at our den, Father. Yes, Father. Our den looks great, Father. Father, look over here, Father.
I will slap his helmet.
Perhaps pitchfork. Gets...
All right, you look over here in the corner of the stone sanctuary, and they've scratched little faces on some rocks. Yes, we've infected them, Father. Look, they have our touch. They start moving them around. Unfortunately, not enough. The ghouls you raised were once actors. Father, look. I
Should have known all the drug addicts I was picking up would have been actors.
I wish to infect.
Okay, so,
Father, I hunger for the flesh of the living. I wish to kill the innocent.
Where?
Screaming baby. Okay.
Why?
Go ahead.
Don't question that stuff. He's dealing with a lot of undead problems at times.
Right.
He is an undead problem.
Yeah.
Can I summon Alucard here?
Oink!
I'm probably like here.
Okay.
We have a summoning party. Everybody
God.
comes home after a trip
quick,
to see
everyone-
the
No,
animals.
I need a fucking adult in this room.
Quick, everyone
Yep.
summon your Pokemon.
I'll
Alright.
pop open my sketchbook. Let me tell you all
Picky
about
one,
my
go.
OC. Do not steal.
I choose you, Clover.
Well, wait, do I have to bring out Weeperwhack now? Okay.
Alucard
Didn't
will
you
be
just say not to?
Alucard will be summoned. Yeah, what's up?
These are new people.
I don't care.
Okay.
He'll kick barrel and it'll roll over there.
That looked fun.
Okay.
Right, this seems like a great party and all. That is.
Wait, is that a skinwalker? It's got a lot.
No,
That's got a lot.
female.
That has a
I
lot of.
think.
Wait, hold on. He'll sniff the air. She's got demon all over her.
Okay. I don't know what that. I don't know what to do with that, but
I'm just letting you know. It's just that's demon over there. Demon skinwalker thing.
Hmm.
Do you have a problem with my power? You want to take it up with me? Huh? 9? Good on.
Well,
Yeah, what's your opinion?
we have a bunch of undead, so
Why did you summon me?
I figured that I don't know, you have a mature presence that
I see.
would add to the.
Sure.
I've had a long day. You know, it's
Speaking-
nice.
Right. Okay. Have you been practicing your great swording?
Technically yes, but not intensively, I suppose.
We're gonna
I have plans to make one.
Yeah, we need to do something about this core. Go point at your flabby stomach.
Marlo will pull out his character sheet and point to the word otter on it underneath the build section.
Alucard will erase otter and put twonk, which I think is the same. I don't know. I don't know enough about the term.
it is the same.
He
I
said
need to pull out the
otter.
three-dimensional chart again, Arcadum.
It is the same.
All right, shut up. All right, enough.
Technically, I am on the lower end of the otter spectrum.
Oh, God damn it.
Fuck's sake.
Marlo says to Twilight Mouse.
Yes, the lower
Slightly a
end.
nod in agreement.
Yeah, I
The
agree.
term is Ashen Weasel.
You call me Ash.
Oh my God. Please, no, dude.
Look, okay. Are we done here, or is there more to discuss?
Done here. We barely
We
began.
barely started.
Yeah,
What
I
are
think
you
our
talking
discussion
about?
was interrupted by the
That fucking
whatever
lizard.
that was. Yeah, whatever that was.
Well, look, I think a lot of things actually kind of got explained. Evil crazy wizard destroying the world.
Yeah, I don't think
Loads
that's
of
the only
important
problem.
information about the colors.
Yes, we got a bunch of universal background, but not much tangible things to act. More infinite warnings from surprisingly unreliable people.
How
So-
about we center ourselves on what our missions are, what we're going to be doing soon? Which seems that we have access to this phoenix that needs to be taken care of. Or something we could work upon. What of you, your group?
We're headed to Alder 5.
Alder 5?
Yeah.
Where is
specifically the Barrow King's Court, I believe.
North of it, but yes.
Well, to the north of the court, yes, but specifically due to the... I was granted the answer that the disturbance that something with the prismatic powers was related to the north of the court. That proceeded the whole visions of the world ending, I suppose.
Well, you're in luck. We are his allies. We can easily get you into his court. As well as that one. He'll point to the toad. I'm assuming you are of the Toad King's court?
His
Hey,
great
be
sliminess.
warned! This one is incredibly dry.
I
What the
know.
fuck is the deal with that guy?
He will say in Druidic, so only Suig can hear. I know he is, and he stinks. But he has information.
Frosis will respond in Druidic.
Hell, don't you know? He be taking a crack with you. Acting the maggot he is. Get him straight out and called Shannon.
I feel like that was a corpse joke, as well as... Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Nenanoth. He says you stink.
Wonderful.
Powerful.
Question of him being a member of the Toad King's court?
But who looked at Frosis?
Frosis will respond. Ribbit.
To me?
Is it like an elongated child? Like, what the fuck?
Very long, very tall.
Aye, of course I'd be a member of the Toad King's court. I'd be mate of the water element.
He said yes, of course he is. He is made of the water element.
You may also find the king a bit in that area as well. You being a druid might be able to get some assistance from him as well as this Barrow King.
We have very little information on this Barrow King, but we're warned that he may find our interloping amongst his lands to be an issue. I will share the, I suppose, truer goal of this excursion, so you know we aren't attempting to thwart an ally of yours.
Yeah.
And I suppose for context, it seems the Leylinnic issue is a twofold one. The Isle of Mana, naturally, which you have informed me you have provided an acorn to, and the Rebellion are sending a druid to. But there's also a second focal point, to the east near the Barrow King's court. One that seems obscured by prismatic energy. The issue seems to be that if one side is fixed and the other isn't, it is like the breaking of a dam wall. If efforts are loosely coordinated, we may stop this expulsion of sickened mana and keep it contained. So I am unsure of the Barrow King's undeath. I am glad you can validate his existence.
Very much so.
I do not suspect him to be an ally. At least.
He might be an ally more than you think.
He holds within his court many of your
concubines.
Roots. Right. Wrong sports.
Wrong king.
But many of you are in the court. Many of them druids. He points back to Swig, him being one amongst them. While I do not believe him to be truly the same as you, he still holds to your values.
I loosely believe you. If that dragon is to believe to your friend Suig here, archdruid of this place. His oath isn't even his own. A facility that calls us that is a curious one, and will not be privy to the entirety of our goal.
The fact that it's not my own oath would make you more comfortable whilst approaching the Barrow King, for it is his oath. He is the one that keeps it, not me.
If you wish, we need a way of speaking with him. Proxy that is able to allow him to speak through them.
Hold up. Before we start making citizen communications, let's give you the short and skinny of actually what's going on. First off, take what the dragon said with a grain of salt, or whatever kind of consideration you have towards it. Second, we've gotten to know the Barrow King for quite some time. I believe he's a good man, but despite that, he is an existence of vengeance. He seeks to destroy the legacy of his daughter Matheria, or right the wrongs of the past, so to speak. Here's the issue. In order to do that, he's channeling power, either as a druid or he knows
From the
druid
circle?
methodologies. Yeah, from the druid circle, his court. I assume this is the place you're looking for. It might not be, it might be, but I would approach him as if he were a very intelligent druid. I would guess that your interference would stop his ability to draw from the well, so to speak. The planting of the acorn. Maybe not. Maybe you can come to some amiable conclusion where you both get what you want, but I would suggest that we work alongside one another. We will focus on resolving the last gate that connects Moazkadan to the other cities, the Demon Wastes, resolve the Matherian issue, and hopefully, in time, we can put the Barrow King's vengeance to rest in time for you to plant the grove. That's my thought. Does any of this information sway you one way or another?
More confirms what I suspected. As Nenanoth stated, and Suig, that the fact that he holds the reins to those oaths should sway me, but it does not. Lichdom, or what I know of it, and its bounds to the Green Oath was described as related to your relationship of it, Suig. Just because he holds the reins does not mean he embodies the ideals as I or the Western Druids do. Just that he embodies them enough to fool himself. I would appreciate contact, and you all will receive honest communication. As, quite frankly, I don't think I could ever really share such things that we have seen together, amongst others. There's a common goal here, and it feels like stability. It is one I intend to walk alongside you in, where possible.
Marlowe nods.
And we'll look to his party. They have anything else to say? It just eyeballs Simon giving drugs to Chrome.
Look.
Averts eyes.
This conversation was intended to
Mind your business!
It's an attempt to recenter it. If you wish to ask more questions, feel free.
There is plenty. First, do you have a map of the Barrow King's court? As an ally, I assume you would have aged records of what it once looked like, so that we may maneuver efficiently.
Not what it once looked like, but of its current state. I can give you that.
That would aid significantly.
Squint a little bit. I do wish to remind you we are allies. I ask that if you use any information given from us, that you do so understanding that information.
I understand. I do not mean to make an enemy of this man. I just mistrust the concept of undead and them wielding powers of life. And
Same
apparently
here.
vengeance. I trust that he is an amenable man, perhaps even a righteous one at times. I do not wish for open conflict. I simply wish to plant a seed in the right place and remove the stains of what was, so that we, the continent, may achieve some pseudo-stability. if he is a cost of that, he has already lived and died. He should be happy to do so for that goal again.
I would also heed my words as a aid to your navigation through these places. I will say these with confidence. He is an honorable man, a good king, and his entire existence hinges on the destruction of the church. You will see this in conversation with him. That half the time you will be speaking to a noble king, half the time you will be speaking to a will made eminent, the will of the destruction of the Metherian church.
Honestly, the one who probably, I suppose, thinks a lot more, has deeper thoughts and more wisdom would be, gosh, I'm forgetting the correct term.
The inset?
Inset, thank you.
Something of peace talks, apparently, with the insight.
Yeah.
Last time we heard of him.
Where such things are possible, we may make contact with this court. Should it prove necessary that our goal is guarded by him, I would rather speak with the man before fighting our way in.
I would be forthright about your intentions. I don't think you're going to sneak around and take his only pillar that connects him to his vengeance. I just don't see that happening. And I think with proper planning and a bit of serendipity, things can fall into place. Not to mention, this floodgate analogy that you're using is also contingent on the success of the Silver Star.
True. Any all got sending?
One moment there, you've sparked an epiphany. On Galloc Creachta, does that mean anything to you? It would translate roughly to the crooked moon. We found it in reports relating to the Isle of Mana, the construction of the City of Glass, and presumed Enfanti Isles. You said Silver Star?
Yeah. It's a bunch of foreigners, I believe. Kind of an odd ragtag fellows, led by this detective.
But
they seem mildly capable.
And I will not presume correlation. It was just a...
if there is one, I don't know of it. If you could write the details down of what you know and leave a copy here, that is one of the prerequisites for your exit, is to leave something behind. Written. Perfect.
Yeah, don't shit on the floor.
I mean, we kind of did that. Actually, more relevant to this, as Fane will pull out notes that he transcribed from Elsie, who was researching this. It was also deemed Falael's constellation. And Falael, by our foreigners, said he was some kind of elven deity.
Yeah. So, although the way they spoke, I don't know if they currently follow Falael, but they were followers at some point.
Curious. I will leave a few things here. I've already given you one. Project Iris was mentioned with the storyteller. I have quite a lot of notes. Perhaps that will be another visit's contribution.
Well, we have a lot on our we have a lot on our plate. I don't know how frequent these visits can be, but you can always talk to Laza or send us a message.
And to answer your previous question, currently, I don't have sending. I'll look to Caspian.
Yes.
Do you have sending?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. So yes, we do.
Good. That'll make conversations a lot easier.
Speaking of Project Iris, you mentioned it was something that afflicted your druids somehow, yes?
No, you're mixing, I think, reports. Iris, at least what we found of it, seemed to be using Anvanti technology to research the transference of genetic and blood traits through church filters to make it hallowed. Like the harvesting of a sorcerer's mark.
Ew. Like, I know I get my marks from blood of Tyr and all that stuff, but ew.
We also found an altered Mytherian holy text in the camp of the Watchful Knight that held passages and pieces that seemed to denote a building of conditions for the recreation or summoning of Mytheria herself. In conjunction with the Iris notes, I would presume they're trying to harvest piecemeal genetic material in order to find a replacement. I don't know.
Do you need to hold on to this book? Do you mind if I borrow it?
I don't need to hold on to it. I would
This is something I'd
appreciate,
like to
as
delve into.
usual, a copy is... I will hand you the original, and I will fetch it. Make a copy as you study it.
A thought on that, actually. Perhaps the maidens we've heard of, holding her power. There is knowledge we have of Mytheria and her current status and her position as a pseudo-goddess. It is believed, from my understanding, that maidens who are the ones currently holding her power, and the Restful Knight most likely is an individual who is aware of this process. It transfers from person to person. Perhaps they use this information from Iris, the transferring of power, to transfer the power from one maiden to another.
Or perhaps they're trying to make a perfect vessel.
Wait.
And perhaps it is both. This was located along the coast of Souls, where the Mytherians were harvesting ambient spirits in an attempt to garner power for an invasion force on the west. They were tapping into a latent seal of a demon in doing this, though it seems that they have fooled even themselves with their hallowing. Perfume to mask the stink, I suppose you could call it.
Iris. Project Iris is something Tyr made that the Mytherians are using incorrectly. Am I right in that, Marlowe? That's what
I believe so.
the failed apprentice mentioned, right?
Yeah, one of the many instances of Tyr leaving scraps of things behind in the church, picking them up and blocking other people on the head with them. Or perhaps the church knows exactly what they're doing. I have no idea, but
Well, if that's the
two are
case,
intrinsically
what are
connected.
they doing wrong that would relate to the actual Project Iris?
I don't know.
That's something I'm curious about.
Even I don't think Carter would even know that.
I doubt any of them would know.
It just seems like a repurposing. I don't know if the mistakenly using it is quite the right word.
It is also by virtue of Anvanti technology that they're even doing this. Such things as tapping into the sickened ley line and drinking from that spring, which is obviously not good. But also upon their racks that they bind sorcerers and bleed them out upon. whatever technology was used seems to sever the red threads of fate. Maybe even harvesting them.
Horrified at that, looks at her hands and the marks on them and goes, "What was Tyr doing with me then? With my kind?"
Genetic shifting, I guess. Like, you said it was his blood. It is very likely that in your lineage, this was the process to suffuse your blood ancestors with his own genetics. I don't know.
Part of it we were able to understand. Giving you power to give ambition to those.
That would want to be more powerful in magic, yeah. But removing threads of fate bleeding us dry, if the Metherians are doing that, what would the actual Project Iris, the one Tyr used, what would that do to me?
More questions, I think.
Not something I should think about right now.
I think we'll take those books and leave them on the table up here. And come back.
Marlo will grab the Metheria book when I give it to Mr. Demon, see what he thinks of that. But meanwhile...
my friend, when you approach, he offers you a cigar.
A cigar?
Yeah.
He'll pause a long second, shrug, and take it. He'll come back. He'll hold it awkwardly in his hand as Marlo starts speaking to him.
Marlo lights it as you get back into arm reach vicinity, just instinctively.
He'll start smoking it slowly.
Marlo will point to this table down here. Say, this is the section for my record of the events of Corvinus. Our tale, things that we have discovered here. The past and counterclockwise is for other things. Things that don't pertain to the here and now, I suppose. So, if you find yourself here with Laza, you need access to any of the information that you've left, or any information that we've found that we sending to you, that we are letting you know that we found, it'll be over here.
It's good to know. Thank you. Great. East, Alpha 5.
Did you get a map of ley lines, the tier labs? Did you get the saga?
No, we did not.
Okay. Marlo will hand you that.
Saga's map of... Yeah, good.
Ideally over the break I'll make like an updated map, but there's so much fucking spaghetti I gotta put it together. Marlo will say, there is something else that we might ask of you. This city that we currently occupy is connected with a series of fey gates, and that there was rumor of a larger network expanding into the west, into the City of Glass, the Isle of Mana. If you can speak to the druids in the city about a gateway or access that they would have to a place called Moazgadon, if it isn't too time-consuming, if you could follow up on that. We're trying to expand our network. We've been pretty successful so far.
Yeah, I can take the request back, presuming that you are amenable to an allyship with the West.
We're a neutral zone. We're amenable to anyone who follows our rules and is willing to visit us.
I will advise that the delegation be a tempered one, then.
Marlon. Should we alert the Barrow King in advance of your journey? Perhaps you'd want to speak to the Toad King prior, as we had.
But first, to answer your question before asking you another one, we are not aware of how much time has passed. I would much rather get back to the City of Glass and receive a report of any new findings, and be sure that our course is still eastward. Should we find that to be the case, Caspian can send you a sending, and you may do so. Secondly, you have mentioned this Toad King a couple of times, and while I adore Frosis, who is what? Is the Toad King a title?
He's an obese frogman who likes whimsy. He's from the Feywild. He has a kingdom in the swamp.
A king of the toads.
He's an extremely powerful Fey creature who rules over a large portion of the, I guess, happier part of the Fey. His power is waning, for obvious reasons, throughout the continent, but it is certainly something I'm assuming you wish to assist him with, at least in...
He helped show me the layout and all that.
Yeah, the line.
Informed us. He specifically showed me the danger of the Isle.
Are you just doing coke on my table?
Not yet.
As you...
Was it the first time someone's done drugs on the table?
As you say that, Caspian finishes the transcript of his vision, and he sort of just hands it over. Like, who wants it? This is what I promised earlier. The transcript of the vision scene.
I'll grab it, stick it on a pile that is not forming.
Yeah.
You refer to your experiences as scenes? Interesting.
Visions.
That he has seen. He has a strong Calcutetian accent.
Apologies for the accent, you see.
No, I understand. Just thought it was funny.
But in either case, that is what was seen, yes.
Also, as stated, we have someone you could, when you return, speak to, that would allow you to speak to the Barrow King directly. Talk to Laza, and he should be able to retrieve them. We will inform them of your requests.
If need be. I trust your judgment and your approach to the situation. I just want to make sure that you don't bite off more than you can chew. Make the wrong steps, so to speak.
It is better to have the option, but we are treading into uncertain waters. So I will take things slowly. This contact, is it the inset that you mentioned?
No, a delegate from the Barrow King's court. He's an old warrior. Also honorable, respectful. I forgot her name because discussion with the fucking lizard.
I feel like you've forgotten most of our names at this point. Except for Pedro.
I remember.
He'll smile, sputter.
In terms of us, we have a lot on our plate. We have a meeting with the leaders of the factions, trying to get an accurate timeline and understanding of where the world stands, as well as delivering a lot of this information to them. The only faction that's not included is the church. They're not... Well, you probably know. We do have a friend in the church. His name's Captain Carter. He only has about 40 men. And, yeah, that's about it. But we'll keep you updated with the results of that meeting, anything we find. And I suppose we're off to fight a phoenix or something.
Fair. I'm not sure how we can aid you any way as close as you've aided us.
You can complete your mission.
I mean, obviously.
A win for you is a win for all of us.
Although I presume to have some questions for you, Druid, whenever he returns. He did promise me some tea, so I assume he is making good on his word.
He will most likely also wish to speak to you of the Circle of Dreams as well.
Oh, he's pissing on the floor. That's great.
He's a corpse. Does he need to piss, or is he doing it as a animalistic territory thing?
They can apparently do it on command, sort of.
He likes to turn into a monkey sometimes.
Piss on command. Like, what the fuck?
I've seen him do it.
Yeah, they do it.
There's an AFK monkey.
Wait, come
Still,
back.
there's...
Alright, yes, your tea. Here it is. Hands over a suspicious amount of liquid. Yes. Trust.
Bro was straight shitting listening to us. Anyway,
Oh god.
Fane will take the cup of tea in one hand, still holding Simon's cigar barely smoked in the other, and will sip the tea. What's he taste?
It's literally tea. Why would I give you anything other than that? What the fuck is wrong
You're a
with
fucking corpse, bro. Like,
you?
He's also capable, like,
What did you taste?
He can make tea.
Marlo will move the ashtray over to Fane.
Fane, you said your name was Right Elf.
That is true. Can you please not be a monkey and approach and speak normally? It is concerning. Sorry.
Alright, I forgot.
This is...
Not everyone thinks of it as normal now. Yes.
But
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you,
Right, fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would be glad if you would return to Arcadum so you could see the great grove I myself have, brought up out of the land, I am really proud of it, and there is no druids here to show it to,
So you wish a equal to admire your art.
Indeed. I know, in a way. That is a only thing keeping me from going insane nowadays.
Should travel permit us to visit the city proper, I would love to. I am curious how and the mechanics of you building a grove. You said you have no equals here. Do you not have druids in your employ that are aiding
No.
you?
I am alone.
Still blink audibly.
Arch Druid.
Yeah.
The only one.
Yes, he is the top of a pyramid of nothing. If he has
Yeah.
no others. Fair. That title is fair and true, and it is a feat to accomplish it.
He is
and
the top of a pyramid of great accomplishments.
He is the best druid we have.
I appreciate this, but it is a curious state of affairs that one so potent is so lonely.
Well, it is the path I've walked, and it gets lonely sometimes, but alchemy is there to quell my loneliness, sometimes.
Yep. Take a drag of the cigar, sip the tea.
You're just doing a line of coke on my table, then you just climb over it. Please, make yourself at home. Fuck.
How did you open this? And Nenanoth spoke of a circle of dreams. Fane's eyes will flick to Caspian.
Yes, it is a big portal that opened with the ley line when I was able to nurture it.
Nurture?
Yes, you plant it. You have to build. You have to build something that helps you channel the Leylenic energy into the seed. Then you plant it, and it works as a gate of sorts, pouring the Leylenic energy from within out into where it was planted. It was a close call. I think I almost killed everyone. A storm of ice. I think
Aside-
it expanded 2 kilometers wide. It was.
I think you're
big.
focusing a little bit too much on the tree. The circle of dreams I speak of is the one Cornelius taught you, like the circle of glass, fire.
Hold on, Sue, before you continue. Nenanos, can you not allow him to speak for himself?
Apologies.
He is speaking of his passion, of his art, of his creation. He is likely... I would like to listen.
Can I interject?
It's fine. They are excited as well.
Fane will just look at Merlo.
Another point about the Barrow King. He's a foreigner. I believe, from Calcatesh. If you mention, I think the more you speak about this druidism thing, the more I think you will have akin to him, or at least the ability to communicate about. I'm sure that if you mention Lorne, he will know who that is.
A potent connection, though.
Yeah, there are a lot of lines to be drawn, I think. But yeah.
Still, to the point, focal space for Leyline energy to draw into the seed. And then attempted harnessing of it. You almost killed people, so I assume energy's gone awry.
Yes, you'd have to bring it into control. I myself found it a bit difficult at first, but after a few attempts, I was able to harness it properly.
Impressive. And what is the bounty of this grove? Have you linked it with the rebellion? Like, they did not speak of you.
No, I've not. We've yet to talk to the rebellion. The closest to rebellion we've talked to was Lander, the merchant.
He is not particularly faction focused. Let us
Yes. Oh, also about the grove, it allows you to control the energy, the mana that would be in the area of where you plant it. Like right now, the Twisted Pines is not what it used to be, for I have messed with the energy there.
Huh. So you can change how the ley lines are drawn upon? The strength of them? What?
Yes.
Huh.
You could heavily incline it towards druids, or you could do it towards other casters. I've personally set it so that there is more sorcerer births.
A curious choice, but understandable. Sure. That is an impressive feat.
Yes. Also, there is a setting there for the prismatic. I personally have not touched it or messed with it.
Oh, I do want to talk to you about that sometime, Suig.
Yeah, I'm open to options.
I know of 3 circles of stone, waves, glass. Yet Circle of Dreams was mentioned.
Yes.
Is it related
Circle of
to the
Dreams.
dream?
It is. It allows you to enter the dream.
Looks like Aspen.
I believe that the Circle of Dreams is something that's lacking from this place. I do not know why, and I have yet to research it. I've been too focused on other matters. I'm not a druid myself, but I've heard on Calcatesh of such a circle existing.
Yes. The Mad Wizard. He had his hand in it. Wanting not to have druids communicate amongst themselves in the continent, so severing it from the knowledge of all. And you are lacking one circle. If I remember correctly, it should be the Circle of Fire. There's
Circle
5.
Dreams and Circle of Fire. Important to know.
Yep.
Caspian, this could be correlated to the initial construction of the City of Glass with the Dream Chamber underneath.
It is a focal point for a connection with the dream, much like the forest walkthrough. It is a point where entering the dream is significantly easier.
Yes, there's a guide there that guides you through the dream as well.
A guide?
Yes, a guide, a fae. He will summon fae targeting Clover. Just wait a moment. Could be here in any minute.
Bane Pog, does he recognizes the spell?
Hello? Arcadum?
Say again? Sorry, I was reading something.
Summon fae, Clover.
Oh! Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Alright, you will see a satyr appear.
And boom. This is the fae.
Huh.
Yep. The guide of Corvanus, as I understand it.
She'll
The last guide was...
She'll kind of look around and be like, is there a reason that you summoned me? She'll say in...
Yes, there is. This is a fellow druid. He might extend the Circle of Dreams to add one more in it.
Oh! Hello.
Steve. I'm Thane McIre.
This creature is so moist.
He giggles and tries not to interpose.
Look at her.
I
Cloven feet stomp such
I will wave my hand and unsummon Roses.
I'd like to make Whoopi and her cookies. Okay, he goes away.
Okay. He'll shake his head as if to get a stray thought
That's a
out of
weird
it.
frog.
He has never behaved like that, so I will continue with this conversation and hope that it never happens
Summon
again.
myself at any time.
What?
Still,
To be clear, Rose is very excited because it is a creature of neutrality and balance, not because, you know.
Yeah, could a fool be? I want to make
What?
Whoopi.
Yes, as in I would love to make balance.
Here I am, a fucking Archon of neutrality and balance, and he didn't want to whoopee my cushion.
Yeah, okay.
Marlowe thinks to himself quietly.
We'll have time for that at the end.
Yeah.
Marlowe thinks to himself quietly.
Hello?
Dumbledore said calmly. Clover will look up. Hello. In either case, you said you wanted to extend the dream?
Yes.
What circle do you belong to?
Personally, we have recently joined with the rebellion. I would find myself more acclimated to waves, but I am adrift currently. More united in purpose than culture.
Clover will nod. Aye. Well, if you need my help, I could... As long as the Archdruid's alright with it, I wouldn't mind lending a hand.
Is she referring to Suig?
Yes.
His eye twitches.
Who is the Archdruid?
Who else is she referring to? What the hell?
Takes pull of fucking cigar. Outs it on Barrel's head. This, I suppose that is, your call, Suig. I do not quite know what this entails.
Is that a fucking satyr?
I wouldn't mind. It is whatever. You'd easily join the ranks of archdruids like myself. Don't worry much about it. It's just a title.
Blushes.
I do hope you do intrigue on the dream circle, though. Expanding it would be helpful.
Yes, speaking of which, I should really get back, sir.
Yes, my apologies, Glover. Do return to your business.
She'll give it a bow, and then she'll... Ta!
He will lower his head back. Yeah,
For real,
that is the guide of the dream.
Satyr or what?
You have this reaction every time you meet her. Like, oh my gosh, she's so hot.
What?
And then she's
Oh.
just weird. You've done this twice.
The Alzheimer's demon.
Alucard will look at Marlowe and will just shake his head. Yeah, sure, it's me. You're right. Alucard will take a little peek into Marlowe's mind. Yeah, she's super hot, all right. Also,
Marlowe
wish
has
that-
nothing but pity and disgust for the creature.
And a frog that
I
will
wish
not.
that frog had made Whoopi and I
Jesus.
I'll resummon Frosis after she is gone.
Okay.
It is safe again.
Fane. What?
She's
oh.
gone.
Yay!
What
I
is
have
it?
seen the future, Fane. Would you like to know what it is?
It's a joyful little frog.
Sure.
Huh.
He does a little dance. You're going to be happy.
He'll smile.
You know
Thank
who's
you,
not going to be happy? The dry one.
Misery is his fetish, don't worry about it.
This is everything I've ever wanted. Still, back on pseudo topic, I suppose. Caspian, perhaps we should inform the druids of the City of Glass and see if Clover can maybe tend to that grove. Frosis, what do you? Please don't stick your tongue in it. Please.
Twitches. Buck.
Alright.
Twitches again.
What are you doing?
Buck.
I will cast Banish on.
On
I
who?
yank him over to me.
I'll just
I will
anyone,
hold frog.
anyone over there, really.
As you cast it, he gets get over here to Elsie.
Yeah, I was trying to
The barrel-
think, but
the barrel stops
my
moving.
entire thought process was disrupted by Frosis poking a battle, Marlowe casting banishment, Elsie throwing a
thought the
fucking
guy
hook at
grapple hook.
Frosis. Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
That was a very tidily resolved situation.
Sorry. Right. If we are to tell the druids, yes, such a thing could be established. I doubt that it would be a problem for Ward or Own for such a thing to be established. I believe it would only further their influence here. Obviously, it's a matter that they could play a direct hand in as well. If it is done under their purview, I believe it would be most successful.
Then we should beseech them when we return to the city, and bring a full report to the druids after the fact.
Yes.
So tell me, is there tenets that you have for your circle? Are there guidelines other than be undead and pursue lichdom?
No, those are just personal guidelines. The small goals I have set for myself. To keep myself from going insane. Yeah. As long as no damage is brought to the circle, I don't really care of the actions of the druids. Within it.
Curious.
Yes. Freedom. Freedom to choose their own neutrality, so to speak.
I would like to visit this place properly. When
I'd be
things in
glad
the
to
east are
show
done.
you around.
This tea was very good, though I suspected it to be poisoned.
Why would I?
Honestly, because I am prejudiced against someone undead.
Yeah, why? There's nothing wrong with undeath.
Is your taste not for different things than tea leaves?
No. I have no taste. I don't eat. The only thing I consume at this current time is exposure.
Oh.
Could I? It's like, because I'm fairly sure you do drugs as a monkey.
No. What the fuck? Yeah, go ahead. No.
I will admit, your response out of character was not convincing. No.
He'll
himself quietly in his head.
He'll squint, but he won't really press the issue. Still, this isn't the first time I have found myself aligned with a dwarf. A curious thing, I suppose.
What's so wrong with being aligned with dwarfs?
Years of prejudiced judgment against each other, angered at lawful society and their deals made with the church. Something to do with some guy named Tolkien. I don't know.
Alright. You were young, huh?
I am 37, I think. We've been traveling quite a while. I'm young even for my kind.
You're like a boy.
Yes.
Boy.
You're a child. Well,
yes.
Child of elf. The prejudice only starts when we get to know each other. When we know that we can, be comfortable with one another.
Oh no, you don't. I grab and pull him back.
I mean, he can speak in my brain. I don't think physical proximity changes anything.
True.
It's a funny creature you have there. What is it?
He's fucking driving! Wait, no, he's a little moist. Gross.
He's like he's like a damp rock.
Like a cracker you dipped in water.
What?
Marlowe smile.
Will shake his head, realizing he spoke out loud.
A damped rock. What is that?
There's a lot of water analogies that I have to live with, and it is.
Like the rock?
Yes, you are a damp rock, Suig.
Oh.
Is that a compliment?
You're
my
yes.
Yes.
I heard that, Marlo. You're my damn rock.
You're so solid.
Considering Nenanoth is like desiccation itself. No substance, just drifts along. Breaks down
and then
easily.
Nenanoth has character to him. You just gotta get to know him,
Looks at weird ghoul children, disregards opinion.
Yeah, but yes. I can't wait to infect the innocent. I particularly hope that I can infect some children, and so they'll eat their parents. Do you think Father is proud of our evil? I think.
I would like to mention that they're also drawing crayon drawings on the floor.
Yeah, we're so creative. We're actors.
It's me and Daddy in a helicopter.
They're just misunderstood.
They're like kids with like sidewalk chalk, only it's all killing and blood. A lot of red.
Pointy teeth, big claws, long tongues.
My favorite color is Father's ichor blood.
There's many things that this exchange and or little trip has illuminated and settled my opinions on. A lot of prejudice and presumption have been diffused. But mindless undead are still mindless undead. It is strange to me that you would keep them in a neutral zone.
But they are not mindless. They are under the control of Nenanoth, and Nenanoth is neutral.
Toddlers, even.
They're just as mindless as Twilight Mouse, I'd say.
Hey.
Sure, it's fine.
It's fine.
My crayon drawings are way better than this.
I want to resurrect my rat master mentor. I'm sexually attracted to my teacher.
Each of the different goals will start saying.
Look, it's me and Rat Daddy. So we're
Amazing.
doing weird things.
Breakfast will speak, and the druids will listen. Oink! Translated. In what other case, I am emboldened to see that the Green Oath has found confluence between the two of you. My bacon is most bolstered.
That's a... What?
Slapping them. Oh, nice job.
I like your demon pig too.
I am undead.
It's also an undead abomination.
It's very dry, Fane!
Incredibly dry, but somehow more respectable. Why is the pig more intelligent? Never mind. I'm just.
The pig was made by an actual necromancer who knew what they were doing.
The ghouls will start
Right,
scream crying.
so
at
was
Ghoul.
I. What? By the same guy.
The ghouls are scream crying at you, Nenanoth.
Yes.
She wiped out our pictures.
Yes, just make more.
Okay.
Yes,
They
a
start
proper
drawing, they start
necromancer.
Ah, I'm being crowded.
Die.
German scowl.
Incredibly accurate.
And now
I do know-
breakfast is flying around with fucking...
I would like to say that you seemed rather unbothered by the existence of the actual demon in the room, but the undead are the
Yes.
thing that bother you.
Yeah,
Lane will
right.
turn and look at Mazakin, and then turn back.
Am I
And
supposed to pick up on something
Mazkeen will
here?
say, I don't think he was talking about Mifane. I think he was talking about the ghosted guy.
You're hanging out.
A German flit of hair. Female.
German flit of.
Miss Malakad, am I speaking in Zvikid?
They wicked.
If I speaking in the wicked. Yeah. Alucard
Yeah.
will go. And kind of just lean over to Marlowe. I think they're starting to get creative.
I think so as well. I want you to take a look at this though. Maybe there's some pertinent information that is eluded us.
Let me take a look.
Marlo will give over the book that has to do with Matheria, the Anvanti construction, and her attempted resurrection.
Oh, the stuff Fane gave you?
Yeah.
From the Watchful Knights camp.
Okay. Alucard will take a little look-ski doodles.
I don't know why we're all waiting when you were talking to me a moment ago. Yes, you were right, Nenanoth. My prejudice is more against the unthinking, presumed uncontrolled in your absence, ghouls.
They are given a command, and they are controlled by that command, whether I'm here or not.
You seemed awfully concerned at their speaking when we had returned, and they approached you. So either you have no faith in your own commands set to them, or you are covering up. Do what you will, that is fine, but I do not wish to be in their presence, and should this not have been a neutral zone, I think the predispositions of such things are, well, obvious when they are speaking about infecting children.
There are some flaws in my designs, but there are ways I have figured out. Power given to us by that dragon has, in many ways, given me a bit of a epiphany how to deal with such things. A secondary commander, I guess.
Alucard will then look up from the notes, look to Marlowe and say, well, it certainly gives off a bit of a soul market sort of. Specifically, this is not totally unlike how we reap souls of mortals and transfer them into energy. Although, this is more mechanical than strictly what we do. From what I can see here, it seems that, according to this, at least, whatever device they discovered appears to be an implementation of the Antvanti. So, some kind of sacrificial rite, transference of power. But if you look here, as he points to a piece from Marlowe, this isn't Antvanti at all. It shows the influence of other forces, other styles, entire other ways of thinking, but they believe in their ignorance to be simply a part of the Antvanti culture.
Marlowe will jot notes in the margins.
Maybe what it is a representation of this tier that you've been speaking about.
Nothing overtly demonic.
Well, I mean, not directly. There are certainly
Okay.
some methodologies that seem similar. It's almost like there's an echo of my kind here, but there's something else about it. There's no essence, signs. They're empty of anything, good or evil. Purely mechanical. Logic. What is strange is this here, as he points to some writings. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. You see, these words, they've written them down as if they're just arcane formulae, but they're actual words. Because of my natural gifts, I can read most languages, and that is written in a language that I can barely decipher, which tells me it's otherworldly. And as such, I think what the Mytharians, at least according to this, have been using, they've mistaken for something completely different. It's almost as if the acts of this, I presume it's a prayer, is in actuality the continuation of some kind of spell format. Look here, do you see the prose? As he points it out to your bardic tendencies. The prose is in that of a prayer. But if you extend it out, as he will magically write on a piece of parchment the full prose in a singular linear form, it's just an equation. The prayers they've been doing, it's just an equation. They're adding to something.
Did I retain the ability to read Taladonic? Or was that for that one moment?
That was just for that moment.
Okay.
But the language is certainly familiar.
Okay. It just looks kind of like scrambled. It's still undecipherable.
It's undecipherable, but you don't unrecognize it anymore. It's almost like if you looked at English, but all the words were scrambled. You know it's English.
Yeah.
But you can't read it though.
Okay. Thank you. I'll make a copy for our friends here, as well as one for Aubin. Bit concerned about the oddities in the timeline of the Antvanti. Maybe we'll get more.
All right, I'm gonna have to step in just for a second because Cyber isn't here, but I think she would ask about the Antvanti stuff. So, Mazikeen will step forward. You there, Marlowe? Is it?
No.
Tell me about this, the Antvanti connection that you're speaking about.
We have a friend who's Antvanti. He's our head blacksmith. Weaponsmith, but.
And what is it that you know?
What is it that I know about what?
The Antvanti. I heard you speak it to that demon.
They were...
Damon. You should know the difference. Scheiße.
The same.
They were descendants of the vegan people. The original men of the land, I suppose.
Mazikeen will blink. Are there any names mentioned of the spirits?
Yes. We have all of them. Rough details about all of them.
May I see this?
Yeah, follow me. It'll take some time for me to copy this as well.
Right.
Marlo will escort Mazikeen over to this rectum.
Careful, she bites.
Right. I believe she would have been interested in that, so I had to step in there for a second.
He might need it. He's been,
Yeah.
Okay, well that copying's happening. Anything else?
Fame will look up at Simon. If you were still in your right mind, Simon, you were looking for explosive recipes, no? This is a place of knowledge, I guess that would fall under its purview. Oh god, what's going on with your eyes?
No, I'm fine.
The fuck have you taken?
No, he just took wine.
He's had a cigar.
Speaking. Yeah, I'm speaking with Mouse. Yeah.
Right. Apologies.
But yes, that's
Calm down,
very
Bravo.
interesting.
It's a diverte.
Oh.
Sin gracias.
Sug, you said you were an alchemist. Yes?
Oh, yes, I'm not a great alchemist, but an alchemist nonetheless. A side hobby of mine.
Do you have any recipes we could use?
I have that recipe. Well, you have a dream druid, so it should be fine. I have a recipe for black silver.
I already got that one.
No, you do. Well, that's the only recipe I have.
This guy's swapping Pokemon cards. I already got that one.
Only Crane knows what black silver is, so he's not shitting himself at the revelation.
Maybe healing potions? But that's like basic alchemy, you should have that one, no?
No explosives?
Looking for explosives.
There's little practical use here. Most of what you'll find will be histories or your knowledge.
That's wrong, I want explosives.
Sorry, I don't research explosives. I have no use for them.
You're lame.
That's bullshit.
Anything
Wait, hold on.
Poisons?
Well, we left. No, I don't research poisons either. Alchemy is a side hobby for me. It's not something I use most of my time in.
So it's for teas?
Yes,
What are you good
it
for?
is.
All right, at about
Being
this point,
a druid.
At this point, Marlo, you would have finished copying down the information you have.
Like, there's the red one, and then there's the green one.
She will. She will take it. Dunka.
Don't forget.
Oh, I
the
must
black
leave
demon
something
one.
behind. Yes.
Janata.
What would Mazikeen leave behind? Let me look at her.
It is a per party thing, but like stack these bookshelves up. Fucking, I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Let's see if she has anything in here.
It's probably not on her inventory, but I imagine at some point when she was researching on her multiple, like, natural 1 and less than 3 rolls, that she would have damaged a book and just kind of stolen it. Never looked at it again.
No, I know she took a bunch of stuff. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull a hat trick here. Mazikeen will put an old man's journal into the library.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have paid the price of your help.
Oh, thank you. Marlo will grab the journal and put it on the sorting desk where it belongs.
As you place it on the sorting desk, it'll pop open and you'll see that it's a journal of an old man describing his love for his grandson.
Okay.
Last few pages are oddly tear-stained.
Blood? That's fine.
Even still, I suppose while we are on a more practical exchange, are there unique spellcrafts, item recipes if you have it? I'm
like
curious what could be applicable. I like ice.
What? No, we don't focus on crafting, Fane. We focus on keeping history. Crafting is something I do on the side, but that's I think that's just me.
But history holds a lot of useful and lost ideas, technology, prototypes.
So you have a library full of all of this history, and you don't use any of it? No items.
We craft the cradle that nests the future of life itself.
Mazikeen
Also known as a library.
Mazikeen will roll her eyes and will say, "They have nothing, Fane. There's nothing but books here. No weapons."
Nothing. We have
I'd
information.
like to get an ore toy sometime.
The last hour of pertinent information we've just given you to achieve your goals.
Oh, you did come across some monastic scrolls.
You just looked in the book about the 5 ancient.
Mazikeen will
things.
look over to Nenanoth and will say, "You say fighting?"
Monastic of styles.
I say we'll have weapons after all. I have no idea if she's into monk stuff, so I'm just gonna leave that one there.
I don't think she can.
That, if that's an option.
I don't know. I mean, maybe she'd read it out.
Okay, for the second time, for some reason, we're not a fucking armory. We're a library.
Yes, I know.
Well,
but Mazikeen is evil and mean.
Marlo does not think quietly. He says aloud, very blunt.
We will be getting access to a large forges soon. So perhaps in the future we might have something of more combative use. But as of right now, the city is still being rebuilt. Much of such things are secondary in our priorities.
I think it's slow.
It's up and running enough. By the time you handle what you need to do in the City of Glass, that was why I was hoping that you might see a connection with the Fey Gates. Perhaps there is the ability for them to reopen the western part. Could just be rumor. I don't know much about it, but we are not in Moazkadan right now. It's important to know. We cannot just give you weapons.
That is fine. That's why I was looking more for recipes. It was a passing curiosity on behalf of Simon, who all this information mostly has washed off of.
What about yourselves? Do you have recipes you are willing to share?
I have an item I am considering what to do with. Arcadum?
Yes.
So help me understand from Fane's perspective, right? An undead generally doesn't have a spirit or a soul. Like the ghouls behind us, for example.
It depends on the potency of the necromancer, but generally speaking, undead is life without will. Or will without life. Depending upon how they're set up.
So, in the event that a necromancer was able to see souls during the act of generating pawns, they would see the lingering and screaming souls of the people they have killed.
It really depends on how recent it happened. Like a necromancer could just find a bunch of old bones of souls that have passed on and then just animate them, and then it's will without life.
Alright, the ghouls were talking about infection.
They've
So
been
at
dead
this,
for a while. They've been dead for a while.
yeah, but infection is like a not using long dead bones.
Yeah, I will say much of the stuff they're doing is not canon. They're just doing weird ghoul stuff because their minds are broken and shattered.
Yeah, they're not the infectious type by default.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with Gruul because he's a monster.
Yeah, that's
they're
I am
emulating
to do the same.
They're emulating me because I am infectious.
Yes.
But Gruul did ask me about it. So Fane is going to produce the Mask of Decaying Whispers. And hold it out to Gruul. This is what I had crafted. I would ask that you use it wisely. If you can have your smiths recreate it, fine. But I hope it serves you well and keeps you on an honest road.
That's why I argue.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know what Alucard says
Damn.
to Simon.
He'll reach out towards it and.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you talk to him, Simon?
Yeah. He asked him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me.
The night RP, okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Please tell her I miss her.
Okay. No. Could you repeat what
Simon
you
is
said?
confusing this guy for the other guardians.
Oh,
the
okay.
serpent. Please,
Yeah,
can you
he
tell the
just-
serpent I miss her? That I will save her, please.
He will respond. Que serpiente?
The Ashur one. She's an ancient. You know her. I saw you there.
He will say, "Uno es el donde?"
I don't remember where she was.
Creo que es confundes con otra persona.
Maybe. Wait, you're not at Bandy, right?
No. Translated. No.
So-
No.
What are you?
Soy uno demonio.
Oh, I see. Demonio. All right. Sorry, my bad.
Translated, friend.
Está bien.
Yeah, after witnessing that, it'll kind of turn back.
Uh,
I always hope to keep myself honest, but I have found myself slipping. Many greater beings overwatch some things. If you wish me to be honest, then I will. I will make more of such beings when you look to them, but I will try to make them better, more self-capable, with minds, wills, but I cannot promise that it will be successful in all these actions. But I will try.
Fane winces heavily and considers the necessity of this choice.
Fane, perhaps some peace of mind.
Yeah, go.
There's a fire in a village. A lot of times people don't run to grab buckets of water. Gruul is the kind of man who would run first through the fire, but reach for 100 buckets.
He'll nod, understanding the water-based analogy, and he'll let go of the mask.
And you can take this. Maybe it'll help you. Marlo will give Fane his scribe kit. It's used against the Fae. Often the people of the swamp, the hags, or other Fae creatures try to instill a bit of trickery into their contracts and writings. This should get around it.
Thank you.
Alucard will approach Mazikeen and will say, "Wer sei hung?" Ja? Darf ich etwas Zeit haben? She'll nod. And then we'll go over here for a second. Continue.
How close is Sylvan to Druidic? Because I heard Hunga which I'm fairly sure is hungry.
Maybe.
Is there an in-character language correlation? Or is this a, hey...
Too wicked? No. But you will see that Mazikeen does not appear to be.
Wince, but continues.
I know I wasn't listening. What the fuck?
Why weren't you listening, Casper? Sorry.
I was busy.
That's fine. Still. We will be in contact. We must report back to the Archdruid of few things that we have discovered, but mostly establish a timeline. When we know when we will act and how we plan to go about it, we will communicate this. Be it heading to this court of the Toad King, or speak with the Inset. That will take some time to decide.
Well, I suppose we'll be staying at least long enough for me to finish learning Hunt. So give or take 2 weeks. At the City of Glass still, at the very least.
Alright, you guys will see that Alucard will pull out some materials, and Mazikeen starts to look at them and pulls out her jeweler's kit and starts to polish and shine some stuff.
You may
What are they
use
doing
this
over
place with. You'll look over to Marlo to double check. Freedom, so long as you pay its price. Any history, knowledge shall be updated and be at any who walk here's disposal.
That is fine. And a price I believe we have paid a couple times over now. But it is good to know the culture around such things.
Right, another matter. Which of you should I send to? Once we've come to a decision.
Probably me or Suig.
Understood.
Exposure will be dealt with either way. Not a problem.
Yes. Exposure is a
It won't be-
problem.
Most likely it will not be generating exposure.
Oh, if it's that, then sending now. Otherwise.
Is at this point, you guys will see that Alucard will start to channel energy into something in Mazikeen's hand.
Can I Arcana check that?
Sure.
Oh, I want to Arcana that as well.
I don't have
Right.
Arcana.
Oh, 15. Damn.
It seems that Alucard is enchanting an item.
Oh, harmless.
Oh. I don't think that would cause alarm. No, obviously enchantment is the fucking spell school. Is there any secondary spell school to the enchantment? Looking more for things,
Transmutation.
Transmutation. Transmutation nothing to do with like charms and generally curses? I don't think so. No.
No.
Then no. No calls for alarm.
Okay. And then after that, they will both shake demon hands and then come back over here.
Marlo's gonna set the prism on this table and then go back.
Iman, you said your name was right, Alchemist?
Yes, that's my name.
Might you share some recipes with me? I don't have.
Well, very new to the.
Oh, I see.
It's a secret.
It's
A secret, uh-huh.
I'm more of a day
He's
laborer sort of alchemist.
He's a recreational alchemist with his stocks funded by Lander, whom you have met, so this is no longer a vague attempt at hinting at something.
So you have no recipes, huh?
Not yet.
It's funny, you come here and you try to shame me for not being a great alchemist, yet you yourself
Yeah, you
are
don't
not
have the spirit,
greater than
that's
me.
why.
You know what? I will make an explosive, and when you come back, we shall test our explosives with one another.
Alright.
Perfect.
In a safe area.
What are we exploding?
I really love that Simon is a guild merchant and Suig is a miller. They're like two currency focused characters, and it's just like oh no,
It feels right.
Feels my brain. It feels
right.
Still, is there any druidic leaning research that you have queries about that I might request the City of Glass to look into?
I don't know. I don't really tend to. I just tend to the Grove. Thankfully, I have learned some of the druidic information through Kazel's library, so I'm not really in need of research right now. Maybe on the ley lines and locations, paths it takes throughout the map, where it would be more focused.
I'm unsure, as I wasn't able to find that information, but this was prior to me joining the rebellion.
It's on the map.
Is it?
Yeah, your companion Merlo recently handed me a map, but I haven't really
have you
looked
not
at it.
seen this?
He'll unfurl the Merlo map.
The Marlowe map. The Marlowe.
Oh, I probably have then. Huh. Well, that was the only thing that could come to mind, really. And if I do look for druidic things, you'll kind of just look around. That's a big library.
Roll a 16 on medicine, so he doesn't have undead Alzheimer's. Good.
Maybe I do. I don't fucking know.
Oh, he kind of does.
Good.
He doesn't have a lot of memories of his past.
I love undead Alzheimer's.
I believe if no one else has anything to add,
I'll
sort of step back. Looks. Business here seems to be concluded. I will return for the copies or originals of the information provided.
Yeah, but with access. I trust you guys.
Should we end up being pursued by something, we will avoid this place's use, as you seemed quite frightened of it initially. We would not want to put your position in undue harm.
Appreciate it.
Right then. Pleasure meeting you. Hand.
Shakes hand.
Alright.
Good meeting you all as well.
Yeah.
Alright.
May wisdom guide you, fellow eyes.
May wisdom guide you.
Nodders.
Yeah, wisdom, yeah.
No, wisdom.
Alright. Arcadum, for the Sagas lineup, can you give me a moistometer from Process?
Sure.
Important to end on.
Dry as fuck. Dry ice.
What does that mean?
Dry. Moist.
I am unbound by the fucking fate of your prejudice. Marlowe thinks to himself.
Wet. Soaking wet.
Ooh.
A good thing? I don't know if that's a good thing.
No, he's not communicating this. Fane covertly goes blind for a couple of seconds and uses Frosis's eyes, where it acts as the Dragon Ball Z power meter.
My name's not, and I'm sopping wet.
Oh, lol.
How I should introduce myself to druids. Gotcha.
Hi, I'm Howard. Welcome to Jackass.
Fuck.
Lamau.
Alrighty, is that it then, guys?
No, I believe so. I think we're just at about time.
Okay.
Unless there's...
Merlo will extend a hand to Fane, say, spark joy, or whatever.
Put down the phoenix. Why'd you say things like this? You drift between just melancholic defeatist and phrases that make me feel like I should feel something about them. He'll grasp your hand.
Shrug.
He is a bard, Fane!
Still, until next time. Yay!
Alright. And that will conclude Broken Solace, as Bound and Broken returns to their story. And in the last few moments, the barrel will twitch again.
No.
And that is where I will call the session right there.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Lose.
It cannot be. It cannot be. Also, that last little bit between Mazikeen and Alucard is something that is canon, something that was requested of me. So
sweet.
I'm loving it.
Very cool.
I will let Cyber reveal her side of it, or Bound and Broken, but Alucard did something for her, and in exchange, she did something for him. So, Marlo, your greatsword will have a gem cut into its quicksilver.
Oh, shit.
Cool. Which is pretty sick.
Huh. Neat.
A gem cut into its quicksilver.
This whole thing was cool and fun.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good
Cool
stuff,
and fun.
guys. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So much plot.
A lot of things happen.
How many drugs did you guys do in the background?
Not a single drug.
Did you see Elsa's boobs? Oh my god.
I drank
They're
a
so
lot
cool.
of wine, though.
He's
Yeah.
dead. He feels nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, just before the degeneracy ends, Arcadum, what size is Elsie's boobs?
They're awesome sized.
That's a parting gift.
Oh my fucking god. You know what?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not doing
No, find it next
You
time.
can't make me. Session's done. You can't do it anymore. I'm off time. I'm off duty.
Bigger than mine. There you
I'm
go.
I
sorry.
paid for the premium battle
I'm
pack.
already in fan art. Oh no.
I'll send you interpretive recreation drawings later.
All right, so we got
Okay.
modernized my first fan art from Van.
I'm really like one of your calculations.
This one's great. Finally, some honesty.
Gosh.
Funny sex number.
Mm-hmm.
Funny sex number.
Nice.
Fane drinking tea. Father, look, we are infecting the innocents. Are you proud of us?
Look at the painting.
What makes it better is when Maker just saying they're holding hands.
Yeah, sure there, but
my work here is done.
Children, all right?
And that is good times. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining us for this special event. You guys are great. And I will see both Sagas and Solace and Bound and Broken after the break in Act 4. See you guys there.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.